GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title. Live from Peachtree TV, this is the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title. Live from Peachtree TV, this is the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title. Live from Peachtree TV, this is the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title. Title. Live from Peachtree TV, this is the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title.
playing of our national anthem.
Can I say something in the mic? Oh, again? Right
Your captains for the visiting Westminster Wildcats tonight are number 39, Sam Rivas. Number 9, John Collier. Number 54, Henry Douglas. Number 72, Phillips Moore. And your captains for your Lovett Lions are number 12, Christopher Fielding. Number 35, Anderson Beaver. And number 65, Will Abney.
Live from Peachtree TV, this is the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title.
Friday nights mean high school football in Georgia, and tonight the drive for the GHSA state title presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com brings us to the banks of the Chattahoochee River at the Lovett School as the Lovett Lions at 6-4 play host to the Westminster Wildcats, also at 6-4. Hello everybody, I'm Brandon Adams, happy to be joined alongside Rusty Mansell. You know, it's a rivalry matchup known as the Battle of Buckhead, two teams that have played every year since 1994. But a couple of firsts here. First ever rematch between these two teams in this same season, and first ever battle in the playoffs there as well. So for Westminster, who takes the trip 3 miles to come play this game here tonight, how about the keys to the victory for the Wildcats?
It's real simple. It's next man up. This is a very banged up team. Nobody feels sorry for them. Westminster knows they've got to have some guys step up tonight because they're missing some key players.
And it was Lovett who lost the game 14-0 to begin the season at Westminster. How about for the Lions tonight?
No turnovers. You want to feed off of this energy. The student section's already rocking this place, kind of a buzz early on. Let this home field propel you a little bit in a big game.
Our battle of coaches, two names a lot of high school football folks here in this state know very well. Mike Muschamp on the Lovett side, of course Jerry Romberg on the Westminster side, two coaches that are no strangers to a lot of success and two guys that are also close friends. In fact, let's find out more about them right now as we check in with Kaylee Mansell. She's standing by with both coaches.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is finally that time. It is time to drive for the GHSA state title. This is the Smart Local 85 pregame show. I am Kaylee Mansell, and as we all know, tonight is the very first round of the state playoffs. And what a better place to be at than the rematch between Westminster and Lovett. Despite these schools being less than 20 minutes away, this will be the first time ever that they'll match up twice in the same season. And I think that tells you everything you need to know about this matchup. It's going to be one you do not want to miss. Let's go ahead and take a look at our weather report presented by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. Currently 63 degrees, a little bit breezy, and it seems it's going to stay that way tonight. Crazy to think that a year ago, Dave Hunter and I were crowded around the TV truck trying to get as much diesel as we could to heat ourselves up, and here we are a year later. I think my sweater might be a little bit too thick tonight, but hey, no complaints here. Great weather for an even greater game. Now let's head into our R.S. Andrews head coach's interview. Here I have with me Jerry Romberg and Mike Muschamp. I would like to open this question to the both of you, starting with you, Coach Muschamp. Since your teams first matched up earlier in the season, what have you learned about your team? What have they improved on the most?
Well, I think we've really grown as a team. We started out the first game of the year against Westminster. That's always going to be a hyped up kind of a game. We had 9 new starters on offense, and their defense basically just dismantled us. I don't think we got a first down in the first half. We only got 2 for the game. So I think our offense has really grown into a much better unit right now. I think defensively we've been playing pretty well. So excited about the challenge tonight and seeing if we can go out and have a chance against this guy.
And Coach Romberg, I'd like to extend the same question to you. What have you learned? What have they really improved on?
I'll tell you what, it seems so long ago when we played our first game, and Coach Muschamp does such a great job getting his team ready by the end of the year, and so we're in for a tough match. But I think our team's come together. We really wanted to make the playoffs. We didn't make the playoffs last year. We had a 15-year streak, and kind of put it on the seniors to let them know that that's our standard, is make the playoffs every year. And so we talked about not changing our culture, but repairing our culture. And as the season went on, they started to realize that we could be able to do that and be successful. Had a big win against Holy Innocents early in the region, and were able to hold on and advance to the playoffs in a very difficult region.
Mm-hmm. And Coach Muschamp, let's be real here. I'm not from this area, but I know about the rivalry between these two schools. You've been here 18 years. Talk a little bit of the background around this rivalry and the meaning of this game aside from the numbers.
Well, Jerry's been here for 30 years, so
wow.
31. He's got an even better perspective on this than I do. I will tell you this, the two of us do everything we can to try and diffuse the rivalry as much as we can, just so our kids can focus during the week and step out on Friday night and play the game the way it's supposed to be played. We have an awful lot of stuff that flies around during the week, and it makes it a little bit difficult sometimes, some distractions, some things that take place. But for the most part, it's a great game. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to have been a part of it for 18 years. And I know Jerry has his own chapter in this as well. But to me, it's fun. It's what high school football is supposed to be about, and so we're excited about the opportunity tonight.
Absolutely. And Coach Romberg, coming into tonight, Lovett's offense is averaging over 40 points a game. Other than preventing them from scoring as many touchdowns as they can, what is the defensive strategy headed into tonight?
We have a huge challenge tonight. I always say, Mike's probably one of the best offensive coordinators in the country in Georgia, and I become a better coach every time I play against him. So it's a great challenge. We're going to have to play our best game on defense tonight to have a chance to win. And as I said earlier, their offense improved so much from the first game to the last game. And several times we've had to play the last game of the year, and I always prefer playing them the first game of the year. But no, they're a great team, and we're just going to have to try to get them in long down situations, get them behind the chains, and hopefully we can create a few turnovers and give ourselves a chance, but it's going to be a great challenge for us.
Well, coaches, I wish you the best of luck. I'm really excited to see how this one turns out, but I'll let you go out there and do your job because, hey, guys, kickoff is coming up next right here on Peachtree TV.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
What's so great about being a Kroger Boost member? Free delivery on the Kroger products you love, and more rewards too, like double fuel points on everything you buy. Experience a new level of membership, starting as low as $59 a year with Boost by Kroger Plus. Learn more at Kroger.com today.
Let's get it. Get it.
Yo, you know we're not shooting threes, right?
Definitely not shooting threes.
Introducing Gatorlight.
Let's go. Stick and move.
Rapid rehydration.
Ready, Dave?
Let's do this, Ryan.
plus a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes.
See, you learn quick. Watch out. You rehydrate well, too.
Gatorlyte, rapid rehydration, all G.
Welcome back, everybody. Drive for the GHSA state title presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Happy to have you here on Peachtree TV. You see Connor DeVinny there. That's the kicker for the Lovett Lions, about to get us started here as we get started with the state playoffs here tonight. This is the 4A classification. Of course, all across the state over the course of the next couple of nights. We'll will it down here and undoubtedly have some upsets and scores we'll be watching all throughout the night. But for now, it's the Battle of Buckhead, and we are underway on Peachtree TV. Happy to have you with us as DeVinny's kick sails into the end zone for a touchback, and we'll see good kicks on both sides
no doubt about
all night
that.
long.
No doubt. And look at the grass tonight right here on the Chattahoochee. What a great view here at Lovett. Walked the field a little bit before the game. The field looks good for the amount of rain we got last night.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it almost kind of reminds you of being at West Point or a place like that. It kind of sits on the Hudson River up there in New York, and I mean, it's dark, so you can't see it. By the way, we'll check out our personal touch lawn care starting lineups for Westminster on offense. John Collier's your quarterback. One of the stories we'll talk about a lot tonight, injuries here, and that's one of the things this Westminster team's dealt with. Henry Chartrand's an outstanding wide receiver. They want to get the ball to him, and of course, of note, another one of those receivers is Jerome Bettis, the son of the great former Pittsburgh Steeler here. On first down, running play going nowhere. Back in the backfield there to make that stop. Hayden Bernard, the senior linebacker, comes in, makes a big tackle.
Yeah, he got penetration quick, got in the backfield, got the running back down. Nice play on first down for the Lovett defense. Love both teams' uniforms. Classic look. A lot of tradition from both of these schools.
It is indeed. Bernard's been making big plays for this Lions defense all year long. Mike Muschamp told us this week that is definitely one of the leaders they have there on that unit, and they lose 2 yards due to the Wildcats on first down. A couple receivers here on the right side. It's a low snap. Collier has to pick it up. Now he's going to run with it. He gets back to really about the original line of scrimmage. May have gotten a little bit more there, but that's going to bring up third down here. Both these teams want to keep it on the ground tonight. We'll see our personal touch lawn care starting lineups for Lovett defensively. You've already seen the big tray there from Bernard there a moment ago. Also keep your eye on the linebacker Anderson Beaver. He's had a big season all season long. And Christian Bell's the nose man number 2. That's another one of those guys that's been huge for this Lions defense here this year. Appreciate personal touch lawn care for bringing those starting lineups to you. Collier now with time to throw on third down. Now going to run, and he's brought down out of bounds, and the Lions have forced fourth down. Michael Dollar, the junior linebacker, in on that stop.
Nice job to try to run a wheel route out of the backfield. I believe it was open, just Collier didn't have enough time to set up and get that out of the backfield. See the running back right here, you're going to see him run that wheel route. See that 6 coming out of the backfield, and never was able to look downfield. The pressure there from Lovett, and a physical tackle there on the get a shot at the quarterback and make your money's worth.
No doubt. This is a Westminster team that struggled to run the football, and Jerry Romberg made no secret about that. They have found some success, though, running Collier, and he called his own number a couple of times there on that drive. Punt here, going to cross the 37-yard line. That's going to get the Lions in business, so they get the stop, and pretty good field position there as well, as Lovett gets to come here and have its first offensive possession of the night. We'll take a look at their starting lineups, brought to you once again by Personal Touch Lawn Care. The quarterback, Preston Lusing, that's a 3-year starter here, one of just 2 returning starters from last year's team who've obviously had to grow with a lot of guys around him there. Offensive line features Grant Ewing at the right side on the tackle position. That's another one of those experienced players. And Noah Claxton, a great story on the left side there as well. That's a former this is not college, former manager, former guy there. By the way, how about the sophomore running back getting involved? Khalil Towns getting a big carry there on first down.
They go unbalanced. They put Claxton at tight end beside 61 Grant Ewing, and they just go a 71 there, right tackle. And they put an H-back over there. They just overload that side and were able to seal it off for a great 8-yard gain on first down.
So to finish the point I was trying to make about Claxton, this is a former manager, kind of a water boy type guy, a guy that was filming practice and has now emerged as a starter here on both sides of the ball. A great success story for Claxton indeed.
Oh, by the way, 6'4", 250.
Exactly. Ball comes loose.
Oh, my goodness.
And Westminster's falling on it. There to recover that is Wade Penn, the junior.
That must be a wet ball. Went right through his hands.
Could be.
We had a bad snap there for maybe for Westminster as well. So could be an issue with the ball being wet.
So key play here early. Points were hard to come by the first time these two teams played. So every turnover going to be huge in this rivalry game and also kicks off the 4A state playoffs. By the way, we'll keep our eye on scores throughout the night. Presented by Breda Pest Management. We'll be watching those closely. Rusty's going to have his whiteboard out and his dry erase marker just trying to keep up with all of this.
I see 2 number 1 seeds down in the first quarter already. Rabun County is down and North Oconee is down.
Collier going back to work.
Nice play.
Ball was deflected. Good job that time by Christopher Fielden.
Nice job.
Get a paw up in the air and knock that down.
Just drops into coverage there, gets his hands up. Quick route, nice job.
Yeah, they're trying to get Trey Hill involved. That was the intended target there. Once again, Coach Romberg said, hey, we got to try to find a way to get the ball to our wide receivers here a little bit. You see the numbers on Collier this season, completing passes at a 59% clip. It does have 14 combined touchdowns, though. Going to throw now back towards the middle of the field. He's got Henry Chartrand right there. That's first-round yardage for Chartrand. He's to the 20-yard line. Pick up of 21 on the play.
Had a chance to Collier attended one of my MVP camps in the offseason. Had a chance to watch him throw, so he's got a very live arm. This is a good throw here outside the pocket. On the run, throws it back across his body. 5 tries to strip it right here. See this? Almost got it out of there for Lovett.
And listen, they said we have not gotten the ball to Chartrand enough this season. As it's a running play here to Ezard. The running back, Quentin Ezard, getting a chance to carry the football that time. And all of a sudden, this is a Westminster offense is on the move.
Yeah, they're getting fast-paced, too. They're on the ball again. Watch them seal the edge up here. Counter, pull a guard tackle, block the end. One guy to get him down. Gained, 11 yards?
We're in the red zone here, presented by HendrickCars.com. Collier again, going to give the ball to Ezard here, and he fights his way across the 10-yard line.
Same play out of trips formation. They go counter away from it, pull guard, backside guard and tackle. This time Lovett was there to set the edge.
Looking at second down here now coming up on 8 minutes in our first quarter. Glad to have you tonight for the game they call the Battle of Buckhead. Two of the Atlanta area's most successful coaches.
This is one of those games where the alumni watch.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's been some around the office this week, been some smack talk with these alumni bases. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, two schools just 3 miles apart. Empty backfield now for Westminster. First time for us to see this look here tonight. That's going to spread the Lovett defense all across the field. Collier now throwing to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Brand Morgan, the sophomore tight end, was the intended target that time.
North Atlanta, a school literally across the street. I didn't realize they were across the street from Lovett.
It's amazing.
They're up 14-0, so there's really 3 schools. Pace Academy's down the street a little bit. So 4 schools literally in a couple of blocks right here in this area.
Yeah, it's funny. We had our drone shot to begin the game. If you pulled that thing up a little higher, you just see all kinds of big campuses and very successful high schools, both academically and athletically. Now looking at third down, they can convert a first here. Hand off, and then Ezra's going to be hit hard there. Michael Dollar, one of the guys in on the stop. That's going to bring up fourth down.
Hit hard by number 6, Michael Dollar.
So after the fumble.
And nice job just filling the hole. Recognizes the play.
Lovett defense going to stand up here and save themselves a touchdown. And now the worst it appears to be is 3 points. And this Westminster team that always has great kickers has another one here when it comes to Josh Brockman. He's going to get a chance from 24 yards out.
No good.
And he misses. No good.
Pushed it right.
So how about that? Lovett gets out of the situation unscathed after the turnover. And they get the football when we come back. Just getting things started here tonight with the state playoffs on Peachtree TV.
The drive for the GHSA state title is presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
2022 Dr. Pepper SEC Football Fan Fair, Friday, December 2nd through Saturday, December 3rd at Disney World Congress Center. Come meet SEC football legends, play interactive games, and celebrate everything that is SEC football. This year's event is free to the public, so don't miss out on this year's Dr. Pepper SEC Football Fan Fair.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 613, Atlanta's Electricians, Georgia's Rome, where the rivers meet and the mountains begin, Smart Local 85, get your sheet together, Breda Pest Management, the official pest control of Atlanta, Kroger, Boost by Kroger Plus, more savings, more benefits, a new level of membership, and by Sports Turf. You bring the vision, we'll bring it to life.
And we are back here at the Lovett School. No score, and Lions fans happy about that. After a fumble, defense stands up big, forcing a fourth down, then a missed field goal. Allows them to preserve that 0-0 score. And now Lovett going back here offensively. That's a pass complete there. So the Lions finding some action there on first down. Junior wide receiver Luke Wallace getting in there to make the catch. And that's going to move the chains on first down for the Lions.
Nice job. Just a little waggle route, bootleg right here. Kind of layer that. Tight end comes across from the backside, and great first down call.
Yeah, well-designed play indeed. And you see the numbers for losing on the season. Also completing 59% of his passes. .6:44 to go, first quarter of play. Fake handoff now, losing, rolling right. Got some time, not going to throw, and it is incomplete. Intended target that time was Ridley Richard.
Man, I think he had Luke Wallace coming over the middle. See 8 there walking back. You just never know what you're looking at there, but man, he had a guy deep. That's what he's saying. I think I should have thrown it deep.
Another Atlanta area private school. Marist on top of Morrow right now, 14-0. We'll keep those scores rolling throughout the night, courtesy of Breda Pest Management. You see Lusick looking towards the sideline, now directing traffic, and now Lovett, I believe, wants to talk this over. So something either Coach Muschamp or Lusick didn't like is going to cause them to want to have a little bit of a sidebar here. We'll take that timeout with them here for a moment and come back and show you second down for Lovett right after this. Once again, great to have you with us tonight on Peachtree TV.
SMART is sheet metal, air, rail, and transportation.
We fabricate and install HVAC systems, ductwork.
You can't just go to Home Depot and buy our product. You have to build our product.
If you can dream it, we can build it. That's our motto.
Our sheet metal workers are really proud of that work. They want to look back and go to a Falcons game with their family and point up to show what they did.
I've used R.S. Andrews 15 years, purchased 2 heating and air systems, so I rely on their technicians for service. I call, they come, it's fixed. And I appreciate Andrews' commitment. He gives it his all. That's how R.S. Andrews makes me smile.
Yankee Wawa! Running out of hot water is one way your water heater cries out for help. Call R.S. Andrews. Get a water heater rejuvenation. Your water heater gets added life, you get more hot water. Another way R.S. Andrews makes you smile today.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt. I got it, Mom.
It's a really nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your grace, got me feeling some kind of way.
In the blink blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future. Every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Hendrick.
Let's get loud. Score huge savings at Rick Hendrick Chevrolet Duluth, the #1 Chevy dealer in Georgia. Thousands of new trucks and SUVs available. So get off the bench and into a new ride. From selection to savings, it's no wonder we've got over 10,000 positive online reviews. But hurry, touchdown deals won't last. Experience the Hendrick difference today. Find new roads at HendrickAtlanta.com.
The Atlanta Falcons are continuing to change the game on season ticket benefits. Join the Falcons family in 2022 for more games, more access, and more value than ever before. Included, tickets to our biggest season yet at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, with 9 regular season home games, plus ultimate ticket flexibility with the ability to exchange tickets for games you can't attend, free gear for all members, and free away game tickets. Select your seat today. Rise up.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Score Atlanta, your source for Georgia high school sports. HendrickCars.com. Experience the Hendrick difference. The Georgia Elite Classic. Nominate yourself today for the December All-Star Games. McDonald's, brought to you by Greater Atlanta Area McDonald's. Download the app for great deals. And by Rough Draft. Text DRAFT to 66866 to subscribe.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Drive for the GHSA state title presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com at the Levitt School. And the Lions have the football here. 6:38 to go, first quarter of play. In the rivalry game known as the Battle of Buckhead, 2 schools separated by just 3 miles, and a real historic rivalry certainly in our state. The quarterback losing, trying to throw, not able to connect with his target that time. Once again, Riley Richard was the intended man, but they can't connect. That'll bring up 3rd down.
Got that replay. I don't know. What's a left tackle? Watch Noah Claxton. You're talking about this is a kid that came out from a football manager.
That's right.
To a left tackle. I want you to watch 78. Watch 78 here at the left. Watch him move at his feet. Look at that. Redirecting on 8. That's pretty talented to just have came out for football.
And keep in mind that this is also a two-way starter, a guy that starts along the defensive line. And really for both these teams, that's one of the real stories is how many snaps each player has to play here. As you see, Lucing going to carry the ball himself and cross the 45-yard line.
Well, the good thing about getting cooler at this time of year, these guys, they can play a lot of snaps. I mean, they've been working since June, spring practice, May. You know, you get prepared for this time of year, and the season's on the line.
And for a moment, it appeared that Lovett might consider going for it on 4th down, but instead going to give way and bring on DeVinny here to punt. DeVinny, very good leg for the sophomore. He gets it away. Going to bounce inside the 15. Now take a line and roll, and going to go dead right there in front of the goal line. How about that for field position?
Man.
DeVinny sets him up well. And Westminster going to be backed up against his own end zone.
Great job, great coverage here. Kind of a line drive kick. He was a little bit deep and the ball bounced. Good coverage right here. Man,
yeah,
that is perfect.
Absolutely. And by the way, it'll give us a chance to take a look at this Westminster resume presented by Smart Local 85.
What Coach is saying, you got to get that one.
Yeah, and of course, Jerry Romberg, one of the great coaches in our state, more than 200 career wins, state championship history, of course, here. Did miss the playoffs last year, and you heard Jerry Romberg tell Kaylee Manziel this before the start of the game, and really he said this a lot, is that I felt like we kind of need a little bit of a cultural reboot, and that's obviously what this season's kind of been about for them after a long streak of making the playoffs, but not doing that last year. Of course, we appreciate Smart Local 85 for bringing our team resume to us as Westminster just tries to get it out from the shadow of the end zone there on 1st down. Boy, Collier's already got a good bit of grass stain there on that jersey.
I could have told you that white on white's not going to make it tonight because I walked that field and outside the hashes where it's supposed to be damp, as the crown of the field of a grass field flows, outside of the hashes toward the numbers is really wet.
How about Sonoraville on top of North Oconee right now?
Which is relevant to this game because the winner, if you were to win this game, you would host Sonoraville out of Calhoun area. Denver Pate
There's the handoff up the middle. Wade Penn getting a chance to carry the football.
Get a shameless plug. Denver Pate, former Pepperell Dragons, head coach at Sonoraville.
Somehow it always comes back to Pepperell Dragons.
You got to get that black and gold now.
Somehow it always comes back.
Hey, we've had some time down here too. We'll bring that up a little later. Maybe not so early. My good buddy Whit Marshall's watching tonight. I better wait till at least the fourth quarter before I bring that one up.
Indeed, that's the case.
There's some early scores running across the bottom of that Breda Pest Management scoreboard. I promise you, keep an eye on the game and these scores early.
So looking at 3rd and 2 now. Collier from under center, handoff, flag down. That's a flag that's going to blow the play dead, and it's being signaled there on Noah Claxton thinks it's on Westminster.
False start.
Yeah, a little uncharacteristic this time of year for something like this.
We'll take a look at our game officials presented by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Our referee, Russ Nelson, you just heard from him. Avery Niles, Quincy Brownlee, John Heath, Jamie Weatherton, all a part of this veteran staff. Eric Staten, Al Meeks, Pat Putter there as well. Of course, you want the best for these playoff games. We're happy to have a great crew here tonight. And, of course, officials stretched far and wide here across the state the next couple of nights with playoff games on both Friday and Saturday, including a big slate there tomorrow. So that's going to back it up, make it 3rd and 6. Handoff again. Nothing doing. The Lions have got to stop again, forced another 4th down as Wade Penn could not find the angle.
Yeah, so far the Lovett defensive line has look. They only got 3 down linemen, 3-3 stacks. See the penetration there by 78 and 2 for Lovett. Good job there, 78. I'm telling you now, there's a lot of people watching TV tonight. Some coaches around the country going, now he's new.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's playing with that frame on both sides of the ball. Seen it happen.
Maybe some contact information sought after here before.
No doubt.
It is done. Carson Wilkie going to get the punt away. Going to be caught.
Nice punt, man.
Around the 47-yard line, but not much opportunity there for Anderson Beaver, the return man. And Levis got the football again. Still no score. These two teams played a tough defensive game the first time they battled, and now they'll do that again here in the playoffs also. In fact, it'll be a good chance for us. Take a look at the team resume presented by Smart Local 85 for the Lovett Lions. Mike Muschamp is the head coach here. That's a name that you'll know. Obviously, his brother Will Muschamp, defensive coordinator, co-defensive coordinator at UGA, and Larry Muschamp, one of the legends around the state of Georgia, the father of the Muschamp family. And it's fun to talk to Coach Muschamp this week about obviously just how much he's been influenced by all the football he's been around. His dad and obviously his brother and just all of that. Of course, we appreciate Smart Local 85 bringing the team resume to us, but that's a football family if there ever was one.
No doubt. A lot of connection with Rome, Darlington, Coach Muschamp, Mike Muschamp there for a while. Will played there. His dad was there for that's what the Muschamps finally got to Georgia from Gainesville, Florida. So a lot of connections to Georgia high school football for those three. And
yeah, I mean, it's interesting this week to kind of go back and, read some of the Muschamp football story, how beloved they really were in the state of Florida, for all the time that Larry Muschamp spent there. As you see, a high snap.
The timing off of there.
Yeah. Lusing just had to go up to kind of get that, but had to kind of climb the ladder to get that. So right now, offense a little hard to come by for both these teams.
I think both coaches probably knew that, and they probably understand that turnovers, which was a huge deal to stop them with no points, turnovers will be crucial tonight with short field, stealing possessions, that type of thing.
And really for Westminster, especially in region play, they've probably been plagued by too many turnovers.
Yep.
Now it was Lovett who has the game's only turnover here so far, but on the Westminster side, I think will be the first to tell you they've dealt with too much of that. Now looking at 3rd and 8, empty backfield for Lusing. Lusing rolling left. Now going to try to connect with Dylan Mayers that time. And that ball kind of hung up in the air, and Sam Rivas, the linebacker, had a chance at that. So Lusing's probably just sort of happy to have that one back.
Yeah, both defensive lines right now creating havoc, getting to the quarterback, pressuring. And you see they're calling kind of safe passes, like short yardage, just out and out, just a little out route. But even with those calls right now, the defensive line is dictating what is going on both sides of the ball.
And you see here, second time a 4th down, kind of in Wildcat territory. Lovett after a brief hesitation, decides to punt it again. They're coming after him, though.
They did.
DeVinny gets it away, and that ball's going to be fielded this time at the 19-yard line.
See the sportsmanship there. I was thinking about that today driving up, Brandon. How many games have these kids played? Not just football, basketball, baseball, growing up. They know each other. They live in the same neighborhoods. I mean, I can't imagine how familiar they are with each other off the field.
Well, we were talking about this last week because we were doing the game between Roswell and Alpharetta and making a big deal about the fact that they were 7 miles apart.
Yeah.
These two schools are 3 miles apart. As you said,
no
they
doubt.
live in the same neighborhoods. They live next door to each other. In fact, there's a pair of siblings that one on one team, one on the other, to give you an idea of just how deeply rooted these two schools are.
Oh,
and how about it? We've talked about him a lot tonight already.
I'm telling you.
Making a play defensively right there. Noah Claxton again got the hand in the air and batted down the pass attempt by John Collier.
Look at this. That's a great job. That's great coaching. Get your hands up. You might as well just put his Twitter account on here tonight because his followers will go up tonight.
I would imagine that's probably the case.
Saw Bryce Dobson, Brookwood wide receiver, a couple weeks ago. Played on TV, had a great game against Grayson. All of a sudden he picked up Georgia State and Georgia Tech within about 48 hours.
Power 5 type offer.
Yep. Claxton's playing a lot of snaps, too. That's what's impressive.
Collier now throwing. It is complete. Hit right away there at the 25-yard line.
Bettis.
Yeah, that's Jerome Bettis, the son of the former Pittsburgh Steeler great and Notre Dame Fighting Irish national champion.
Young sophomore wide receiver, and they just kind of throw a little quick slant there to him, but good job by Lovett closing that area down.
Yeah, that was Fielden again, Christopher Fielden, who was first man there. But you're right, they were striking right away after that completion.
He's a little longer than Dad.
A little bit, right?
A little longer than Dad.
3rd and 10. Collier's got it back to his left. Now throwing, and it's almost intercepted. Hayden Bernard stepped right in front of that, but just couldn't quite squeeze it in.
Hit him in the wrong place, Brandon.
We say it sometimes, don't we? Right there in the hands.
Good job reading that. Undercuts the little out route. Plays it perfect. Just cannot finish it.
We'll see it again.
Great job. He jumped that route. Collier got away with one there for sure.
Yeah, he read it well. That'll bring on Wilkie to punt again. It's kind of a three-headed monster for Westminster when it comes to the kicking game, as a whistle's going to blow the play dead here. Got an outstanding punter in Wilkie. Brockman, we've already seen him try a field goal tonight. He's been a very good kicker. Will Simpson's the kickoff man there as well. So they've got 3 very good specialists. And also kind of the beneficiary of what's been a pretty challenging schedule thus far this year, too. In fact, let's learn more about that, courtesy of our friends at Rough Draft. Every non-region opponent that Westminster played this year made the playoffs. And you'll see maybe the most notable game prior to, obviously, the playoffs here tonight is the fact they traveled to Savannah to take on Benedictine a little earlier this year. You know, Coach Uramberg saying, hey, we like the idea of the road trip. We like the idea of the playoff style intensity. And you learn something about your team when you go to Savannah to take on the reigning 4A state champ.
You go play that team in Savannah. I'll never forget Hal Lamb, longtime Calhoun coach, told me they've never been anywhere like that.
Rough Draft, of course, bringing that schedule look to you. Wilkie gets the kick away. Going to be fielded there. 30-yard, a couple stiff arm opportunities, but not able to break 3. Anderson Beavers, your punt return man.
Whitewater up on Benedictine down there. Whitewater in a tough region now.
That's right.
They're a 4 seed going all the way to Savannah. I talked with some of their players, some of their parents last week. They said, look, we just want, they had to beat Stars Mill last week to get in.
And really, by virtue of win-loss record, that Whitewater-Benedictine game is one of the better games
on paper,
of week 1.
Absolutely.
Just based on the winning records of both teams.
Yep. Knew that was going to be a tough one.
So Lucen gets to go back on offense now. Pressure coming, setting up the screen. It's going to be caught by the sophomore running back, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So Khalil Towns, who's been one of the more important offensive playmakers for this Lovett team, gets involved there with the screen. Only gets a couple that time, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great play call. I mean, you did a lot for 3. Tells you how hard it is to get yards. Watch this, great job. But watch Westminster close. Look at the jerseys coming in.
Yeah.
Closing to the ball, speed.
Quinn Ezra, another one of those guys kind of playing both sides. So many are going to play virtually every snap of this game. Ezra's the starting running back, and he's also playing as a starting cornerback, too. Loosing, throwing now, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Bobby Yarborough, and Yarborough is going back the other way.
I don't think he saw him because the receiver was running wide open. And I was watching the receiver, and I was like, we got open, had great protection. I don't think he saw him because it hit him right in the hands.
So it becomes the second turnover of the game for Lovett, and the second time Westminster is going to be set up with outstanding field position. First trip down here resulted in 0 points.
Yep.
This is a pivotal moment here in the late stages of the first quarter now.
We talked about it, Brandon. Turnovers, and short field. Can Westminster convert right here? Do they take a shot at the end zone on first down?
3 receivers right side. It's a handoff to Ezra. He's running left side. Lowers the shoulder at the 10-yard line. Getting physical and fights his way near the 5.
What a stiff arm he threw on the first defender that came up. Oh, my goodness. Watch this stiff arm. This is a get off me right here. Ooh.
Wow, how about that? And then after that came the lowered shoulder. You're right, Rusty.
That man he was trying to get some yards. I like it.
A little thunder to close out the first quarter. We got no score, but Westminster working hard to do something about that. When we continue, round 1 of the state playoffs here tonight on Peachtree TV. Beautiful shot overhead there. How about that?
Lovett Varsity Swimming is building a hot winning streak for the first 2 swim meets of the year. Lovett has already managed to make several state cups. Lions who have qualified for state so far are Madison King, Miley Dubin, Alexis Dalton, Emily Ketron, Caroline Peak, Georgia Hayes Kimberly, Lila Nelson, Virginia Jane Holtgren, Alec Kalwegbert, Avi Duraftari, Alex Hall, Christopher Fornaserio, Noah Ottinger, Frederick Jackson, Vane Stedman.
All right, second quarter action about to get underway here on our drive for the GHSA state title presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Hard to believe the playoffs are here. It seems like just yesterday we started our season, and yet we've reached the most important part of it. With state playoffs taking place all across Georgia the next 2 nights, both Friday and Saturday action here this particular weekend. And we got a good one brewing here right now. No score as the second quarter begins, but Westminster eager to do something about that. By the way, Wildcat quarterback in the game for Westminster there too. So
break the huddle with too many.
Illegal substitution.
Yep.
Offense.
Out of a timeout. That's really frustrating as a coach.
Thinking maybe you had Lovett kind of napping there with the different personnel in the game.
Yep. By the way, people texting me about scores. You know, you can watch the Breda Pest Management score ticker here, but you also can download the Score Atlanta app.
Very good.
And the Score Atlanta app is keeping up with every single score that's going on tonight and tomorrow night. So
I'd put Houston County Brunswick up with anything for tonight too.
That is a 4-1, and that's Houston County's a 8-2 4 seed.
Yeah. Great quarterback. Running play here for Ezzard. He fights off another man. He's gotten tough, hard yards. He hasn't had the big explosive run yet, but, man, he's made it count every single time. And
tell you something, that senior right there does not want his career to end.
No, playing tough here thus far and starting at cornerback, too, by the way.
Watch this right here. Bam. See Claxton there, 78.
Yeah,
78 is going to
involved.
sleep in tomorrow. I guarantee you he's going to sleep well.
That stiff arm move kind of coming out there again, too.
Yeah, lowers his shoulder.
All right, so the scenario here is 3rd and 6.
Got to hurry. Got to hurry.
3rd and 5.
2. They got to hurry. Snap it.
They got it away. Collier throwing in. Nice play that time. Hayden Bernard again. He has stepped in front of passing routes multiple times already this evening.
He understands that Collier's going to get rid of it. And when he sees this flat route right here, watch him jump that.
It's an example of what we expected to see with Muschamp on one side, Romberg on the other. Good coaching.
And knowing each other.
Yeah, knowing
the
each
kids
other.
know each other. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, this is a big field goal here now because points are going to be a premium tonight.
That's right. It'll be Josh Brockman on to try. Missed his first attempt from around the same spot. This is about 25 yards. He's had a very good year, and Westminster's had an unbelievable lineage of kickers. A couple guys in the NFL, including right now, and that's good. Maybe most notably Harrison Butker, obviously went to Georgia Tech. That's a Westminster guy.
Blake Gillikin, I think.
With the New Orleans Saints?
Yep. That one got down to, I believe, Georgia and Penn State on him.
Fantastic, yeah. So Westminster takes a 3-0 lead. If you're just joining us, this is the rivalry known as the Battle of Buckhead. And while obviously the state playoffs are incredibly important, you could almost make a case that the rivalry mood around this is just as important as advancing to round 2.
Why we picked this game, because you see this crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be two well-coached teams. You're going to see this environment. And we just said, listen, we're going to Buckhead, and this is the reason we came.
Well, speaking of lots of fun football things coming up, how about SEC Fanfare on its way back here? The 2022 Dr. Pepper SEC Football Fanfare, Friday, December 2nd through Saturday, December 3rd at the Georgia World Congress Center. Come meet the SEC football legends, play interactive games, and celebrate everything that is SEC football. This year's event is free to the public, so don't miss out on everything that's going to be going down with the Dr. Pepper SEC Football Fanfare before the big game here coming up in just a couple of weeks. And by the way, we may see tickets punch for that tomorrow. Georgia is a win and in, or a Tennessee loss against Missouri. SEC West can be simple as long as LSU wins, but it gets a whole lot more complicated if that doesn't happen. Kick return here. And that's Beaver to the 25-yard line.
Returned by Beaver.
So rare to see a kick return when it comes to a kickoff return. These two kickers both so good at touchbacks, but that one was returnable. And Beaver got him to the 25-yard line, so that's where Lovett Gunner goes back at it.
I went back and watched our game last week, and what Alpharetta did on the short kicks, man. I mean, I know you got to do what you got to do as a coaching staff, but, man, that was – the special teams in that game was big.
Yeah, to our audience that probably watches less high school football than they watch maybe college or pro football, the thing to understand is the kicking game is such a huge part of high school football because touchbacks are an invaluable weapon, and anything else other than that gets to be a little bit tricky. Big running play that time. That's Khalil Towns. Nice gain for him on first down.
Tackled by number 5.
Yeah, if you're not, we'll see Towns again. Yeah, if you're not kicking to the end zone, you're either setting up a potential return for what is usually a dangerous return man, or you're kicking it short, and who knows what's going to happen in that scenario. I mean, all heck is breaking loose in some of those scenarios.
See Blessed Trinity up on North Forsyth there. That's a 3 and a 2.
There's Towns again. Fighting up to about the 35. May have gotten 3 that time.
We might have the quickest half that we've had all year.
That's right.
A lot of running here. Nothing wrong with that. Northside won to Robbins. You know, that's one of the best defenses in the state there in 6A. Glenn Academy.
So looking at 3rd and about 1 here now. Lusing from the shotgun. Handoff, nice move there, and on the move. There goes Towns. Moving the chains for Lovett. He's at the 40-yard line.
Man, they almost got him for holding right here at the bottom of the screen. You see that right there? See that? Didn't get called, so it doesn't matter. But the Westminster coaches beside us were going pretty upset.
Gets 24 on the play. See the numbers for Town on the year.
Same play.
Getting a chance to do it again. Couldn't quite get the edge this time, though, to about the 45. Nice tackle that time by Henry Isler, the linebacker.
Tackle by number 8, Isler.
Isler's another one of these guys for Westminster that's been battling injury.
Go timeout.
Yeah, Wildcats going to take a timeout here.
Timeout, Westminster.
Told you about the Isler injury, kind of dealing with a knee. They're obviously missing a huge player, and their secondary, Armstrong Jones, terrific safety. That's kind of rearranged a lot of things for Westminster defensively. Had some depth issues with the offensive line. I think that's one of the stories coming to the game for Westminster tonight. Because of injury, this is not really the same team we probably saw or would have seen at the beginning of the year from them.
Yeah, I've talked to their coaches. They said this is one of the most banged-up teams we've ever had. Again, they're not making any excuses, but we look there. Grant Ewing, number 71 for Lovett, it's a senior. I've had Grant 3 times in the Georgia. He's played twice. I think twice. This will be his 3rd time in the Georgia League Classic. Young man, I think that one more game like that on TV, give him a little more exposure to play. I think he can play, guard. He plays right tackle here. I think he can play guard on the next level. Maybe he can snap, but he's going to be a really good addition to our senior team up in Rome at the Georgia League Classic.
Yeah, that 270-pound frame, that's the kind of thing that a lot of folks don't really like to see.
Yep.
2nd down now. Yeah, you stay with Towns, although this time he's going to run into some trouble in the backfield there. Yarborough first man through, then Wade Penn, one of those guys that's really kind of stepped up in place of the Armstrong Jones injury. They're in the backfield. That time they were ready for what Khalil Towns is bringing to the table.
Yeah, penetration, see this? Good job. He just beats the guard and tackle were pulling. He comes up the field and was ready for that play. Not sure what they called a timeout, but it worked.
Yeah, whatever they did led to success. Now looking at 3rd and 8. Receiver goes in motion. Lusing, rolling right, throwing, and it's complete. 25-yard line, knocked out of bounds there. Dylan Mayers going to move the chains for Lovett.
I like the call. Get him rolling out. Give him a couple of easy targets. There was layered routes. And you give an opportunity to run or pass there. And you're going to see Levin coming across. Basically a little drag route.
Yeah, well-designed play.
Nice play call. He gives the quarterback options. He can run the ball. He's got 3 guys. He's rolling to that side of the field. Makes it a much easier throw and read.
Fresh set of downs here. Throwing again, and it's incomplete.
Man, he wants that one back.
Wallace was the intended receiver. Pretty good coverage that time by Ezzard.
If he throws that in front, he had him stacked on the inside. Man, watch this. Throws a little bit behind. See that? He's on top of him. He leads him a little bit.
Might have floated on him just a minute, too.
Yep.
You see Ezzard there, another example of what we're going to say a lot are guys that are really virtually not coming off the field. Now, both teams are kind of the same way, but it does take a toll on both these teams over the course of a year.
I mean, this is old school. I mean, they have AA numbers are playing up because of the, but
Lusing gets it away.
Oh, good call.
Yeah, nice setup there. Mayers again the target. Fight it to about the 16.
Mayers on the catch.
Got about 7 that time.
Good call there. Just got to get north-south play like that. You got 3 linemen out in front of you.
We're in the red zone here, presented by HendrickCars.com. Looking at 3rd down and 4. In motion goes Mayers. He had the last reception. Handoff. And it's first down yardage there for Khalil Towns.
Carry by Towns.
Boy, Towns has been huge on this drive.
Yeah, he
Tackle by 39 Rebus.
good block there. Watch him run through an arm tackle. 1, 2.
Yeah, he's a tough runner.
Nice job.
Just a sophomore, by the way.
Old school face mask. I like it.
Yeah, just a sophomore. Towns again looking for some room on that left side. Took a big hit over there, though.
Man.
But he's going to fight his way down, though.
Yeah, I think he delivered the blow a little bit.
Yeah. Flag comes in, too.
Hadn't seen many of those in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a crisply played game as far as the penalties go.
Did they pick it up? I think they did. Yep, pick the flag up.
So second down now. A yard will give him a first.
Great shot there, grass field. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
See the crown.
This time, there you go, yeah. It was Lusink who faked the handoff to Towns, and then as he rushed forward, got a pretty vicious face mask that time.
Yep.
Tackle by Bryson.
So by virtue of the penalty, that's going to be a first down. Yeah, it was an easy one to spot.
And you hear the term running downhill a lot. When you have a grass field, that's just call.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Half the distance. Second.
The crown in the middle of this field, you can see it. I mean, there's a big
first down.
Big crown for a grass field, and literally when you run, see the height on that? As you're running downhill toward those sidelines, you truly are old school downhill.
On a natural surface like this, it doesn't necessarily show up on TV, but if you're on the field, you can see the turtleback. You definitely can. There's the handoff and fighting, but not going to quite get there. That was Towns again.
Man, you'll see that on tape. If he cuts that up instead of trying to go outside, watch this hole if he cuts it up right here. See that between 71 on the left side?
Yeah, he had that.
Yep.
I think you're right.
And that's just a
got a tie game right now between Benedictine and Whitewater, by the way. That's 4A playoffs also. Roswell all over Lanier right now, 41-3. On second down here, high snap, handoff, and it's going to be a touchdown. Khalil Towns gets in and gets the Lions on the board from 2 yards out.
Nice drive, nice answer right there from Lovett. A couple of big chunk plays, and Towns, 5'9", 185 pounds. Look at that, just runs through it.
I believe Lovett may have found its bell cow for the rest of the night.
Yeah, Mike Muschamp will do that all night long if they can continue to 3 and 4 yard you.
And that brings these Lions fans to life here.
We've got to invest in the safety vest, me and you.
No doubt. Connor Devaney, a little bit of an issue there. So it was difficult to see what happened with that, where Devaney came up for the PAT. There was a little bit of an issue with the hold. Don't know if it was a bad snap or a mishandled snap. Let's see if we can see here. Appears to be a mishandle.
It was a little high.
Okay.
Little high, but you got to be able to get that ball down.
So every point matters, and that's a PAT that Lovett doesn't get there. So they're up 6-3. And we'll take a timeout and come back and show you what is a tightly contested rivalry matchup between Westminster and Lovett.
In sports, an edge is everything. Hard work, practice.
Just stay focused out there.
It all adds up for your athletes. But what about your field? The right surface is a powerful advantage that allows them to train effectively and safely.
Here we go.
And when the lights come on, your team will be ready to win. You bring the vision, we'll bring it to life. Sports Turf.
This is how we do it.
What's so great about being a Kroger Boost member? Free delivery on the Kroger products you love, And more rewards too, like double fuel points on everything you buy. Experience a new level of membership, starting as low as $59 a year with Boost by Kroger Plus. Learn more at Kroger.com today.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
We press on for you because it's our mission. Dedicated to investigation because the facts matter. Fueled with determination because it's our calling. Driven by passion because you deserve to know what's really going on. Please support real journalism.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We'll get back to football here in a moment. But first, though, a quick message from our friends at Breda Pest Management. Did you know that in the area the size of a football field, there's room for over 1 million termites? So what's stopping termites from finding your home? Well, let Breda Pest Management protect your home from termites and prevent these silent destroyers from costing you thousands of dollars in damage. You can find out more at BredaPest.com. That is BREDA, BredaPest.com for a lot more on that. And we'll see our scoring summary, by the way, speaking of our friends at Breda Pest Management. About 13 plays, 74 yards, 5 minutes, 2 seconds off the clock, resulting in the Khalil Towns touchdown. That is about how Mike Muschamp would have drawn that one up.
He loves it. Eat the clock up, keep Westminster on the field a little bit. Would have never predicted special teams issues tonight. Missed extra point, missed field goal.
Yeah, a little different than you might expect.
Yep.
The Vinny kick into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. Yeah, we've seen a missed PAT, and or a mishandled PAT, maybe the more proper phrasing, and a missed field goal there too.
And a punt that probably should have fielded. Ball went to the 1.
Yeah, so we've seen that be a bit of an issue here. And now it'll be Westminster going back on offense, trailing for the first time today.
Coach Romberg, 31 years here.
Amazing.
That's crazy.
Got here in 1992, and when he got here, they actually weren't playing the Battle of Buckhead on a yearly basis. Had kind of stepped away from the rivalry in the late 80s, but had really wanted that rivalry to be restored. So starting in 1994, they start playing it every year after that. One of the handful of coaches to amass more than 200 wins. Incredible legacy, to be sure. How about that big play again in the backfield? Noah Claxton just been a little bit of everywhere tonight, and he was there to meet Wade Penn, and a flag comes in.
Man.
Was there extracurricular there?
Yes, and Mike Muschamp will not like this. You get a negative play. They're behind the chains. Got a little chippy. Personal foul. Unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is an intense rivalry.
You heard Coach Muschamp in the opening say, look, myself and Coach Romberg, we have to diffuse this a little bit.
Yeah.
After the play, unsportsmanlike. Defense. First down.
Yeah, to kind of reset some of the facts here, you mentioned playing every year going back to 1994. A rivalry that actually began in 1974.
Oh, yeah.
But you're talking about, first time to play in the playoffs, first time to play for a second time during the season. So that's going to add a little bit of extra juice, a little bit of extra spice to all of this. And I think both coaches pretty much echoed this is kind of the longest week of the year for them when these two schools play because of all the emotion that has to be contained, not just on the field, but around the two schools there as well. You see Wade Penn getting a chance to carry the football again.
Came down, I don't know, it must have been 6 or 7, 8 years ago to watch a corner play, Grant Haley. Winds up going to Penn State. I just didn't think he was that biggest guy. Played really good both sides of the ball, but man, what an NFL career. Already at Super Bowl. Won a Super Bowl with the Rams last year.
It's a great story.
Yeah, man.
Going under 5 minutes in our half. Collier throwing. Pass to be caught by Hill. Trey Hill was there. Colin Carroll there to make the tackle. Now looking at third down.
By number 5, Odegaard.
If you want to think ahead here for a little bit, one of the things that Jerry Romberg told us, he felt like that all year long as a coach, he's been in a situation where he had to make big choices on 4th and short.
Sure.
Right now this is third down, but we've seen Lovett decide not to go on 4th down in a couple of plays near midfield. We'll see if there's a decision looming for Romberg on Westminster's side here. Instead, Wade Penn makes that a moot point by rushing forward, getting about 4 yards, and getting enough to move the chains here.
On the tackle, number 2, Bell.
Penn, another one of these guys playing a lot on both sides, by the way. Really, it's more probably instructive to say who isn't playing as kind of a starter on both ways. Two receivers on the left side of the formation. There's Penn again, lowers his shoulder. Big contact there. Yards tough to come by, but plenty of physical play.
Number 6, Dollar on the tackle.
Physical. You're talking about in the box now.
Yeah.
Both teams.
Got a couple that time, making it 2nd and 8. But Lee County all over Effingham County.
Man, I stopped. That's John Ford, Effingham County. I stopped by there and watched them practice a couple weeks ago, and they were a pretty good football team.
Yeah, Lee County's very, very good.
Man.
Collier throwing, it's caught. And then still on his feet, down the sideline, 20-yard line there for Brand Morgan, the sophomore tight end.
Nice ball. Best ball of the night by Collier. Uh-oh. Don't want that. But nice run after catch. Watch him run through contact. Stiff arm here.
8, Wallace, and number 5, Odegaard.
Yeah, we saw the signal first down last week be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, that
Morgan got away with it that time.
Yeah, that was a little different.
That was, more kind of directed at the player. In the red zone here, presented by HendrickCars.com. So, Westminster knocking on the door. Throwing. That's caught. 10-yard line and down. That's Ezard, the running back again.
Got Collier in a little bit of a rhythm here now. Getting the ball out of his hand.
Jerry Romberg made it clear they have not run the ball particularly well this year, so it's put pressure on the passing game, but they want to kind of loosen up that passing attack because they have not just lined up and run it on teams very much here this season.
I mean, it's not the biggest Westminster offensive line you've seen. They've got some guys out as well now. 2 starters, I believe, they were 250 pounds.
2nd and 4 now. Collier with time. Dumps it off to Ezard again. Ezard to the 5.
Pass complete to Ezard. Tackle by Felden.
So, now it's going to be 1st and goal now for Westminster. I said 5. Let's make it 6 there. But none of the matter, it's still 1st down and 1st and goal situation.
Nice answer again here by Westminster.
Yeah, they have marched down the field, now looking at under 90 seconds and a half, trying to retake this lead. Collier keeps it himself. Fighting towards the 2-yard line, maybe.
Number 30.
Clock going to stop here.
Timeout, I believe. Lovett called timeout.
Timeout.
Timeout, Westminster.
Westminster called timeout.
being wary of the situation, 73 seconds. And while we have a moment, we'll take a look at the Lovett schedule here, presented by Rough Draft. You see the week 1 loss to Westminster, but bouncing back, getting another win against a big Atlanta area private school in Pace Academy, 30-20. And then fighting through a very interesting region schedule to set up this game here tonight. Both these teams 6-4 coming into this evening.
Interesting they put both teams not in the same region now.
Yep. Yeah, oftentimes they have been. Both these schools also kind of moving up to 4A from 2A. So, that's been a story that's been ongoing this year. And I think one thing that we've heard from both these coaches on the same way we've heard from coaches in the past is, obviously private schools have dominated a lot of the sports at the state championship level. But in football, one of the things that the private school coach will tell you is, hey, when it comes to the overall number of players, the depth and the size of players,
Yes.
smaller populations don't typically produce the bigger guys, the linemen, and that's one of the things that the private school coach will tell you they have is a little bit of a disadvantage in these, types of classifications. So here's Collier on 2nd down. Hand to Ezzard. Ezzard leaping, flag comes in.
Man.
It's a touchdown if it counts, but a flag came in right away.
That looks like in the area of Holden where he threw it on 70. Might be on Lovett, 77. I believe they tackled 77. Let me see in that area. What a call.
Yeah, that's a big, big call to go against Westminster right there. Gonna
at the bottom and the left here. Let's see if they. Yep. Oh, yeah, he tackled him. Yep, great call. Absolutely.
Hold. Offense. 10 yards. Still second down.
All right, watch 77, the defensive line. Now watch the left tackle from Westminster. See him right there, tackle him to the ground. And when you pull that jersey and you see that jersey move, he's going to throw it.
Yeah, that became, pretty easy to spot right there. Yep. And so now it's still a goal-to-goal situation, but you're talking about, moving this football back, right there around the 13-yard line or so.
Watch 48 here at the bottom. He's going to be one-on-one. He stays in.
Collier looking that way.
Max protect.
Now coming back left. Now he's going to have to hurry to get what he can get. He's not going to get much. There to bring him down was Colin Carroll.
They go max protect, 2-man route, and just nothing was open. Good job by Lovett. Tight end stays in. Running back stays in. Tried to buy him some time. See this, running back's in, 48's in. Many people as you can to block. Still couldn't get anyone open.
Yeah, good job defensively that time by the Lions. And now it gets to be kind of interesting here. A touchdown obviously gives Westminster the lead. There was a missed field goal in the first quarter as well for the Wildcats, but
Brandon, we couldn't go through this broadcast tonight without saying Happy Veterans Day. I mean, to the sacrifice for everyone. My father was in the Navy. My uncle did several tours. My Uncle Anthony did several tours in Vietnam, and Granddad was in the Korean War. So everyone listening tonight and every veteran that has given their time and sacrifice, thank you so much.
Very proud to say that my father was a Vietnam veteran. My mom's father was a Korean War veteran. My dad's father was a World War II era veteran. So very, very proud to have that lineage in my family.
You got a Pat Tillman.
Don't know what happened to me. Don't know what went wrong with me. But at least the other men in my family were serving our country. Here's Ezzard up the middle. He's not going to get much that time. And now it's 4th down. And with Westminster kind of out of timeouts here, they have to kind of run out there. Now they got enough time to set up for the field goal, but you don't have that opportunity just to kind of have the relaxed setup for all this. And now it's actually Lovett that's going to call a timeout here. So maybe that helps out Josh Brockman to get a chance to settle himself, because he was having to rush out there for.
How big is that missed extra point now?
Oh, yeah, because it would have preserved a lead for Lovett, but now going to be a tie. Hey, we got a big football game coming up in Atlanta in a couple of weeks and a big celebration around that game. I'm talking about the 2022 Dr. Pepper SEC Football Fanfare. From Friday, December 2nd through Saturday, December 3rd at the Georgia World Congress Center. You can meet SEC football legends, play interactive games, and celebrate everything that is SEC football. So don't miss this year's event. It's free to the public, and you can be a part of the Dr. Pepper SEC Football Fanfare. So 4th down. Field goal try coming up for Josh Brockman. You got to think if you're a Lions fan, though, you view it as a win to get out of this without a touchdown. And this will be the second time kind of in the red zone that Lovett has kind of come away a winner getting a stop. And that's before we see the Brockman kick here from 26 yards out. It is good, and we are tied 6-6. You see Brockman kind of fired up and feeling it, and his student section kind of responds to him. So I would say thus far this game has been about as advertised.
Yep.
Two tough defenses, two hated rivals, two programs that are going to try to fight and scratch and claw, and thus far that's what we got here with a 6-6 score.
Points and yards premium. See him shake that off, that earlier kick.
Yeah, you love to see a kicker bounce back and do that. The job of a place kicker is such a mental job.
Oh, my goodness.
There's a lot of psychological hurdles with that. And listen, obviously you get fans of both teams tuning in, but if you're just a fan of high school football, you always love to see that kicker who can kind of bounce back from a miss and come back and have a nice moment for his team. And that's kind of what Brockman has provided here, tying us up here, but with 21 seconds. We've already seen a couple kick returns tonight from Anderson Beaver, and he's going to have a chance to maybe provide another. Will Simpson will kind of kick this one away. It's going to be returnable for Beaver here once again. Can he find some room? No, he cannot. Really good special teams tackle that time by Jake Persons. And that's going to just about do it for our first half, 16 seconds remaining.
Hit by number 24, Person.
I look at that Commerce and Trine, two small schools with great communities. I can't even imagine how many people are at Trine.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, that thing is busting at the seams for a game like that.
Bleckley County, Brooks County, another game kind of like that, too.
Definitely.
That high-powered Prince Avenue offense is just humming right along. Aaron Philo there at quarterback.
Raven County back up on Dade now.
So during our halftime show, we'll try to keep you updated on as many of these scores as we can. We'll also give you some of the sights and sounds here from two great schools here in the in-town Atlanta area. Battle of Buckhead, they call it. It is as advertised thus far, 6-6, all tied up as we head towards the half. Fun halftime show, then a big second half of round one of the state playoffs to come up after that.
And as always, welcome to the Sports Turf Halftime Show. I'm Kaylee Mansell. In just a few short minutes, we're going to get to talk to both Westminster and Lovett students who are involved in a sports broadcasting class. But first, let's take a look at a short video displaying what these kids do in their everyday lives.
I'm Jalen Turner. I'm here with
Thomas Brown,
Zach Hansen,
and Ryan Carr. We're with the Lovett Network, and we're with WCAT, the student-run broadcasting program at Westminster.
Here at Lovett, we do at least 150 broadcasts a year. We do football, basketball, baseball, tennis. We have 4 camera feeds and we fly a drone.
So on a broadcast, you're going to see me, Zach, and Aiden commentating, but so much goes on behind the scenes. I'm talking about the producers, the switchers, the camera guys. Usually it takes about 30 students to run a football game.
Yeah, so the week pretty much starts the Monday following Friday night's game, and then eventually setting up a call with the coach, starting to get to know their team through the eyes of the coach, building our boards with that, write out scripts, get a rundown going for the pregame, and then that'll pretty much start 30 minutes before game time, and then we get going.
Lovett Network started in 2005 as a radio broadcast, and that was when Coach Muschamp had his first game. It was ironically against Westminster, and now it's turned into a full student-run operation.
The program was started in 2010. You can start at the lower school level, club in the middle school.
We also cover all sorts of concerts, band, chorus. We do Christmas pageants, and probably most importantly, we do the student news. I worked as grip. I was doing camera work. Eventually, the reins were passed to me from Lovett alumni who founded the Lovett Network. And I was actually the first ever student commentator for Lovett Sports, and it's just kind of taken off from there. Well, thanks so much for having us here at Lovett. Quick thank you to Peachtree TV for having us on their broadcast, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you.
And welcome back to the Sports Turf Halftime Show. I'm here with some local stars who you may have just seen on TV. From Westminster, I have Ryan Carr and Zach Hansen. And from Lovett, I have Jalen Carter and Thomas Brown. Ryan, starting with you, you guys were over there doing play-by-play. How do you prep for that, and how has that helped you prepare for your future?
Well, it's a bit unique this week, obviously, down on the sidelines. It's a bit of a challenge, but we take it like we do every other week. Talk to the coaching staffs, really get a feel for how the game's going to go. Get some predictions and get rolling on the sidelines.
Well, can I just say, first off, you've got the perfect broadcasting voice. You've already got that aspect, and now I'd like to hand it over to Zach. When you take a look at the class, I mean, that's so awesome that you have that to begin with. What have you learned this far that maybe you didn't know so much about going into it?
Well, it kind of started in elementary school, actually doing an after-school program with WCAT. I've learned pretty much everything I know about this from Daniel Searle. He's been great. He's our producer. But yeah, pretty much everything I know has come from Daniel Searle. It's been pretty impressive.
Absolutely, and I would like to go ahead and move to Thomas. From what I understand, you guys cover an array of different sports, which I know can be really beneficial. What have you learned from doing other sports that maybe changed the course of where you want to go in your career path?
Yeah, I think cadence for each broadcast. I think it's just trying to adapt to each sport and the speed of it, whether I do it with different broadcasters or who's playing what game. I think it's just about cadence and kind of setting the mood for the viewers at home.
And Jalen, moving on to you, as a broadcaster, there are always going to be games that you're never going to forget, your favorite games. So at this point in your career, what is the best game you've covered so far and why?
Best game I covered so far would probably be, dang, there's so many.
I know, no pressure here.
Who do we play our last home game against for football?
Woodland.
Woodland, because we tore them up so bad. It was amazing.
For all the Wildcat fans watching out there, look at the chemistry between these two. You can see it already. Guys, I just want to say what you're doing is awesome. I'm really excited to see where you go with your future career paths. But hey, guys, stay tuned because we're going to check out what games are going to be going on tomorrow night all across the state.
Succeed sooner. Whether your high school student is planning to attend a 4-year university or looking to obtain a career skill for quicker entry into the workforce, the dual enrollment program at one of Georgia's 22 technical colleges is a great place to start. Students may choose from a variety of programs such as healthcare sciences, welding, cybersecurity, aviation, video production, and more. Double the credit, half the time.
My marriage kind of took a different path. He told me he was not moving back into the home. My biggest fear was the unknown. What would happen with the children and myself? What would happen with the house? I found Meriwether and Tharp. They told me that they would walk me through this divorce, and they did that tenfold. you need an attorney. You need the best attorney, and that's going to be Merriweather and Tharp.
Man, you know how to do this? Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman.
Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers. Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with the advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Introducing Gatorade Fit. Fitness starts from the inside out. Get healthy, real hydration and no added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or added colors. Fitness starts from within. Gatorade Fit. Healthy, real hydration. All G.
Hendrick, you're ready for a new truck or SUV, but actually finding what you want is really tough right now. Well, Hendrick has it. Visit HendrickCars.com and shop over 10,000 new and pre-owned vehicles from our nationwide inventory. We have all of your favorite trucks and SUVs, with more arriving daily. If you don't see the exact one you're looking for, no problem. We can order it and have it built exactly how you want it. Your search for your next vehicle ends right here. Shop HendrickCars.com.
The Atlanta Falcons are continuing to change the game on season ticket benefits. Join the Falcons family in 2022 for more games, more access, and more value than ever before, including tickets to our biggest season yet at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, with 9 regular season home games, plus ultimate ticket flexibility with the ability to exchange tickets for games you can't attend, free gear for all members, and free away game tickets. Select your seat today. Rise up.
Again, welcome back to the Sports Turf Halftime Show. Even though tonight is the very first round of the state playoffs, simply because there are not enough referees in the state of Georgia, we've got to have 3 classifications play tomorrow. So let's take a look at the classes of 3A, 5A, and 7A brackets, some games going around the state tomorrow. Starting with the Class 3A, Carver, Atlanta will head to Ringgold. Monroe area will go to Dawson County, and that was a tricky one because that was a 3-way tie. Monroe area took the spot, headed to Dawson County. We'll see Liberty on the road to Morgan County, and then Jackson going down south to Thomasville. Taking a look at the next section, we have Coahulla Creek headed to Sandy Creek, a battle between 4 and 1 with Wesleyan and Stevens County. Hephzibah going to Savannah Christian, and Crisp County on their way to Peach County. Taking a look at the next section, I botched this last week. I've got it this time though. It's Darty headed out to Macon to go to Mary Persons. Salem on their way to Calvary Day. We've got Pickens going to Hebron Christian. Again, another tiebreaker. Ultimately, Hebron Christian got the higher spot out of the 3 teams competing for that number 2 spot. And then Bremen going to Cedar Grove. For the last part of the 3A bracket, Upson Lee will be headed to Carver Columbus. Long County going down to Harlem, and then we've got Oconee County taking on Lumpkin County. To wrap up this bracket, we've got Douglas headed to the number 1 seed, Adairsville. Now let's go ahead and move on to the upper left corner of our 5A bracket. We've got Lithia Springs going to Kell, who we got the chance to see earlier. Shout out to Bobby May's shoe game, unmatched. Eastside going to the number 1 seed, Calhoun. McIntosh on their way to Chamblee, and we've got Jones County going to Ware County. Taking a look at the section below, we've got Centennial going to Mays. Cass on their way down to Jefferson. Arabia Mountain will take on Northgate, and then we've got Statesboro going to Dutchtown. Continuing on with our 5A bracket, we will see Jenkins County go south to Warner Robins. Tucker headed to Northside Columbus. Dalton will take on Loganville, and Greater Atlanta Christian headed to Creekside. Looking at the last section of our 5A bracket, we've got Ola going to Coffee County, Harris going to Decatur, Clark Central going all the way up to Cartersville, and then we've got Jackson, Atlanta taking on Cambridge. And then we would like to remind you that these brackets are sponsored by the Dr. Pepper SEC Fanfare. We've got SEC championships coming up. No better sponsor than Dr. Pepper. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the much-awaited 7A brackets. Wheeler winning that tiebreaker. They're going to head to Lambert got Tequila going to North Gwinnett. Harrison not traveling too far. They're on their way to Brookwood. And then we've got Pebblebrook going down south to play Colquitt County. Continuing on, we will see South Forsyth go to Walton. We'll see Buford, that big team everybody's been talking about all year. They will host Peachtree Ridge. Parkview Marietta, a game which I believe could be an upset. And then you've got Lowndes taking on Juju Harris and Joey King at Carrollton. Looking at the next section of our bracket, Valdosta going all the way up to Westlake. I think that could potentially be an upset game. Definitely one to keep an eye on tomorrow as you're in between college football games. Newton going to North Paulding, who we got the chance to see earlier this year. Meadow Creek going to Mill Creek, and then Denmark going to North Cobb. Another game I see as maybe a potential upset, and we'll hear what Craig Sager has to say about that later on. Moving on to the next section of our bracket, East Coweta headed to Camden County. Hillgrove going to a very tough Grayson team. Mountain View going to North Cross, and to wrap it up, we've got Cherokee going to Milton. Again, in between college football games tomorrow, these are some players that are probably going to be on your college team in the next couple of years. So between your games tomorrow, check out what's going on tomorrow. These were our brackets brought to you by the Dr. Pepper SEC Fanfare. And welcome back to the Sports Turf Halftime Show. It is time to bring in our halftime guest, brought to you by Personal Touch Lawn Care. Here I have with me the athletic director from the Leavitt School. It's Adam Nelson. Adam, you're a Leavitt graduate, a Dartmouth graduate, an Olympic gold medalist, and here you are. I really feel like I'm talking to the most important person in the entire stadium. We're so lucky to have you.
I'm absolutely thrilled to be here and have all these incredible people and fans and people from both Westminster and Leavitt here to enjoy this game.
And as we mentioned earlier, you are a Leavitt graduate. You only recently came back to take the athletic director position. Why come back?
Why not? I mean, it's an incredible place. It's a great location here in Atlanta, right on the riverbank. It's an incredible place that just has so many memories that I have so many memories from, and the opportunity to give back to high school kids and help develop athletes is just, it's been a calling for my whole life, so it's fantastic.
And since your high school years at Leavitt, how have you seen the culture of the school change and the athletic program evolve?
Oh, man, these kids today are so much more professional than we ever were 30 years ago. The resources, the facilities here, the coaching staff, they're top-notch, so much more talented and sophisticated than we ever had. And I'm just excited to be part of it now.
And I had the pleasure to talk to some of your students who are involved in the broadcasting class here at Lovett. Talk about what kind of went into the idea for putting that class together and how that really helps them better prepare for the future.
Oh, well, first of all, I got my hats off to John Jarakidis and Adi Andy. He is, those two guys have helped develop this program and help these guys develop as broadcasters. I wish I could take more credit for it, but all I really do is help fund it and give them the opportunity to get in front of games.
And absolutely, moving on, this is a big opportunity for the Lovett School tonight. As we mentioned, this is the first time these two schools have faced off twice in a single season. What would it mean for not just the players, but the entire community to come out of tonight with a win?
Oh, man. So Lovett and Westminster have a history, long history, and an incredible rivalry together. We're literally 2 miles apart. To come out with a win tonight would just be tremendous for this team and for our schools.
And as athletic director, I know you're not only your responsibility is football, so I actually want to give you the time to maybe shout out some of the other sports that are going on right now. Female sports, sports that we don't really get to cover like this.
Absolutely. So our cross-country team just finished up last week with some great finishes at the state meet there. Volleyball made it to the finals. Fantastic season there. Softball, super region. Football's the last fall sport playing, but we're already starting up basketball, swimming, wrestling, and we're just looking forward to just another great spring season to follow that too.
And I just want to thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. I can tell this is a very community thing. As Jalen said before, he's loving Lovett. I think I might be too, so thank you so much for coming on. But it's now time to start the third quarter, so let's go hear from Brandon and Rusty.
Kaylee Mansell, thank you so much. And as they were saying, what a beautiful backdrop this is for high school football. We are right here on the banks of the Chattahoochee River. It's as pristine a scene as I think you're going to see. And obviously the folks from Lovett have been great hosts for us all night long. And we've really had a great time hanging out with both the Lovett folks and the Westminster folks in this kind of my initial foray in this Battle of Buckhead rivalry. It's been a lot of fun.
I mean, you can see the crowd. Everybody knows each other. The kids have played against each other. The parents know each other. You work together. We talked to some people at halftime that, they kind of work together from different communities. So we knew coming down here tonight there was a lot on the line.
In fact, let's go ahead and kind of tell you the story of how we got here. 6-6 tie at halftime. It's our Gatorade halftime highlights. And let's go back and look here. A little bit of a miscue early in the game, and that set up Westminster with a chance to score early, but the Lovett defense did a great job keeping them out of the end zone.
Yeah, a couple plays there. It's one of Collier's best balls of the night, but the kind of theme, Lovett defense, giving a little bit, but not breaking. Bend but not break in the red zone. Couple times already tonight.
And Quinn Ezzard there, you saw him getting a chance to run the football, coming back offensively. Nice throw that time by Preston Lusink, the quarterback, and a guy we've seen making plays all night long there as well. Claxton doing a great job.
Yeah, get some people talking to us at halftime, like, who is that guy? We didn't know him, and kind of his story. And you see that Gatorade symbol. He might be one of those guys who want to wear that hat at the end of the night.
Exactly right. Bobby Yarborough had the interception. And then one of the stories of the first half, Khalil Towns, big first half for him. 57 yards total in rushing, including that touchdown.
He got hot as the half went on. I want to see if Mike Muschamp rides 22, this sophomore who seemed to pick up steam. Let's see what he does in the second half. If I'm Lovett, he's touching the ball.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right about that. Great rivalry game. Dramatic second half coming up. Someone's advancing to round 2 of the 4A playoffs. Who will it be? We'll show you all the action to determine that with our third quarter right after this.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt.
I got it, Mom.
It's a really nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your grace, got me feeling some kind of way.
In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future, every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Planting season is here, and it's time to get your yard looking its best. So treat your yard to the perfect touch from the professionals at Personal Touch Lawn Care. Mowing, maintenance, design, and construction. Personal Touch Lawn Care does it all.
If my yard is taken care of, it's one thing off my list that I don't have to worry about.
Sign up now for monthly maintenance and get the 12th month free.
Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
Personal Touch Lawn Care, 770-908-1238 or online at ptlcatlanta.com.
Yankee Wawa! Running out of hot water is one way your water heater cries out for help. Call R.S. Andrews. Get a water heater rejuvenation. Your water heater gets added life, you get more hot water. Another way R.S. Andrews makes you smile today.
I've used R.S. Andrews 15 years, purchased 2 heating and air systems, so I rely on their technicians for service. I call, they come, it's fixed. And I appreciate Andrews' commitment. He gives it his all. That's how R.S. Andrews makes me smile.
SMART is sheet metal, air, rail, and transportation.
We fabricate and install HVAC systems, ductwork.
You can't just go to Home Depot and buy our product. You have to build our product.
If you can dream it, we can build it. That's our motto.
Our sheet metal workers are really proud of that work. They want to look back and go to a Falcons game with their family and point up to show what they did.
We press on for you because it's our mission. Dedicated to investigation because the facts matter. Fueled with determination because it's our calling. Driven by passion because you deserve to know what's really going on. Please support real journalism.
The drive for the GHSA state title is presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
Welcome back, everybody. Our drive for the GHSA state title presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. The Battle of Buckhead tied at 6 here as we move towards third quarter action with a spot in round 2 of the 4A state playoffs on the line. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, Kaylee Manziel doing a great job for us down in the host position throughout the night. You see Preston Lusink there, the quarterback for the Lions, a 3-year starter, and a guy who helped make some big plays indeed for the Lions there in that first half.
I'll tell you, Brandon, that parent side of me looks at this and goes, somebody's high school career is going to end in 2 quarters. And there's a lot of seniors for both sides. And, this is a very emotional, a lot of pressure here packed, and a lot of parents biting some fingernails in those bleachers below us.
And we understand the rivalry game makes it even more so. I mean, we can tell stories about growing up and and you see the student section there really, really coming alive, getting ready for the second half. They understand the emotion of the moment, but we've seen plenty of tears on athletic fields like this, nights like this over the years, and that's going to be.
You're correct. You amplify it a little bit more when your last one's against that other team.
No question about that. And as we kind of said, there's an element of what's at stake here that's almost, you hate to say it transcends the playoffs, but I mean, this is a very big rivalry game.
No doubt.
And there's so many specifics to this. First time playing the playoffs, first time playing in kind of a rematch situation that, that brings the extra emotion. By the way, we saw some examples of this first half too. There was some extracurricular stuff. There was plenty of emotion. And both these coaches will tell you, Jerry Romberg on the Westminster side and obviously Mike Muschamp on the Leavitt side, they want to try to dial that down here in the second half if they can. To kick things away, that's Will Simpson. He'll get us started in second half action. And that's going to be returnable again. Beaver drops it, now picks it back up. And he gets to the 30-yard line, so he gets something out of what might have briefly appeared to be nothing.
Yeah. Probably wasn't expecting that to be short enough to return, but it was.
Yeah, that's not really been the story for Simpson much this year. He's been kind of a touchback style weapon, but tonight Beaver has had his chances and he gets pretty good field position for Leavitt to start things off. Knotted at 6.
Look at Claxton. That's a great story.
It is a great story.
Hope this game helps that young man.
Yeah, a guy that, if you're just joining us, was a was a manager for this team, kind of filming practices, sort of acting in sort of that, almost like that water boy role, you might say, and has emerged as a two-way starter.
Here we go, 22.
Yeah, you called this, Rusty. You said you wanted to see more of Towns, and why wouldn't you? He had 57 yards and a touchdown rushing in the first half, and gets his number called here early in the second half now as well.
And that's a win. Lovett will take 4 yards a pop all day long.
Keep your eye on that Breda pass management score ticker. Of course, Langston Hughes already 49 points in the third quarter. The offensive machine continues to hum right along. Pretty good battle between Northside and Glen Academy.
Absolutely. That region with Whitewater and some of those teams, there's a lot going on with that region.
Very deep. Looking at second down now, second about 6. Flag comes in. We haven't seen a lot of flags.
No, have not.
This is the third penalty of the game.
And that's kind of what we anticipated, two well-coached teams.
Yeah. But that's a false start that's going to back them up, though. Don't forget, we're watching scores tonight, but tomorrow, if 3A, 5A, and then 7A, the state's highest classification, they'll play their first-round games tomorrow.
Look at this now, Blackley over Brooks County. That was a game a lot of people circled. It was going to be a tough one. I think the buzz right now around the state is Benedictine and Whitewater. That is a major bracket changer in 4A.
Here's a throw, caught 30-yard line.
Good tackle.
Yeah, really good job that time. That's Quinn Ezard.
Yeah, both ways.
Two-way player making a nice tackle in the open field, and that brings up third down.
We talked about it earlier, Brandon. These guys have got to play both ways tonight. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Great open field tackle, gets him to the ground. Nice job.
To go back to your point about Benedictine real quick, it's a little bit like what we were saying earlier about the Houston County and Brunswick game. If you're Brunswick, you're 10-0.
They're up. Houston County 4 seed is up on Brunswick in Brunswick.
Yeah, you're 10-0. Brunswick is.
Yeah.
And your reward for that season is to play.
Oh my goodness.
A high-powered Houston County offense in a 1-4 game.
With A.J. Antoine Hill, the sophomore.
That's Georgia high school football for you. The depth of this state, as you see the third down pass incomplete.
Good job here. So they pick up 4 yards on first down. They have 2nd and 6. 2 really good downs there. And now it's 4th and 8. They'll have to punt.
Yeah, so Westminster gets a big stop right there. We saw a couple of these big stops by Lovett defense in the first half. And on this first possession of the second half, after pretty good field position. So here comes Westminster, just absolutely coming after that punt. Good job just to get rid of it. Then it's a fair catch situation. Return man had to fall back on it. That's Trey Hill, who tried to fair catch it, then had the ball slip through his hands, then fell down on it. So
interesting. That's twice they've came after a punt.
And they came after this one.
So obviously Westminster has seen something on tape that they think they can get to this Lovett punter.
And special teams have been part of the story here tonight. We had a missed field goal, a botched PAT situation. The punt rolled all the way to the end zone, not going in the first half as well. Now John Collier back to work here for Westminster offensively. 4 linemen across.
Good job
for Lovett, and not much doing that time for Quentin Ezard. And this defensive front for the Lions makes a big play, and Michael Dollar comes up feeling pretty good about himself.
Great job. Set the edge, allowed the linebackers to scrape down. Looked like it might be a good little gain, but no, sir. Good job by the Lovett front 7. Again, been tough all night.
I think we're seeing success for both these defensive lines of scrimmage right now.
Yep.
And it's kind of funny, it's the same players on both sides. But it's both defensive lines that are having the success here at the moment. Lost a yard that time. Pressure coming from the Lions. Collier hit as he throws.
Oh, man.
Through the hands of his intended target. That's Henry Chartrand. That's the guy they want to get it to. But that time Collier was rushed and actually knocked down.
It takes a shot here. Claxton.
Yeah, who else?
I mean, clean hit.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely.
Just football there.
No issue with that whatsoever. Nope. And, mentioned Chartrand, the intended receiver that time. That's the leading pass catcher for Westminster this year. And Jerry Romberg made a big point. Hey, this is a guy we want to get the football. Probably the best player on our team. We want to get him the football more. They've targeted him a couple times tonight, but maybe not to the degree they want to. That time through the hands of Chartrand. They try to get to him on a slant pass, but that ball goes through his hands. That'll bring up 4th down.
Lovett is able to play zone in behind that 3-man front right now because those 3 guys are getting pressure, and that's making all these throwing lanes that much more difficult because there's so many players dropping 8, and they're able to get pressure with 3 right now. It's a best-case scenario for Lovett in passing downs.
So Carson Wilkie going to come on and punt here.
They come after
pressure coming on him. Wilkie, the junior, gets it away. Beaver directing traffic there, letting the ball bounce out of bounds. So it's going to be Lovett football again around the 23-24-yard line. And we'll take a quick timeout. 6-6 was our score at halftime. We're about 4 minutes into this third quarter, and points hard to come by once again. Tough defensive battle looming on the banks of the Chattahoochee River.
Gatorade is actively creating educational and cultural competency resources to help educate coaches, athletic trainers, and other practitioners. Gatorade, fueling tomorrow.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by the Atlanta Falcons. Rise up, Dirty Birds. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution. It's worth knowing what's really going on. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Seatbelts save lives. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety reminds you to buckle up before every trip. Gatorade. Fuel tomorrow. Merriweather and Tharp. Merriweather and Tharp LLC, the AtlantaDivorceTeam.com. And by Personal Touch Lawn Care. The smallest details make the biggest difference.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Drive for the GHSA state title presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Great look there at the 11 student section. Another example of the neon outfit, something we've seen in one of our student sections this year. Still don't quite know why that is. Losing throwing. Incomplete. Not able to connect with his target that time, Ridley Richard.
Hit that route earlier in the second quarter. Come back to it. Roll him outside the pocket where he can get a little bit of clear throwing lane.
And he's really pretty comfortable throwing on the run, isn't he?
Yep.
I mean, he's been close to connecting on a couple of those.
And to his right.
Yeah.
Which is natural.
But he certainly is a quarterback that plays with a good bit of confidence, I would say.
Right
Fake
read right
handoff
there.
and then just run straight up the middle. Nice 35-yard line. Good job by Lusing that time. Is that a traditional zone read play right there?
Yeah, great read. He reads the end. See, watch his eyes. See that? That mesh. He sees 5. He sees 5 widen out, and then he keeps it.
Let's see our fans of the game here, presented by Rick Hendrick Chevrolet in Duluth. Great look at that student section there from Lovett again. There, you can hear them. They're making a big impact right now. A lot of noise, having a great time, and so many of these folks know what's at stake here with this Battle of Buckhead rivalry. So congratulations to all of those Lovett students for being our Rick Hendrick Chevrolet fans of the game. Going to throw left this time. Now throwing deep, and it is almost connecting with Dylan Mayers that time. Deepest throw of the night for Lusing, and it almost connected.
Took a shot right there on 3rd and 1. Was that first down?
Yeah, that was first down.
Okay. Good ball, just a tad, little bit long.
And you know, Mayers had a step, and they were close to connecting on that.
Love the call.
4 linemen for Westminster. That's a pass that's called. Yeah.
Nice ball.
Getting Luke Wallace, the junior wide receiver, involved.
Complete to number 8, Wallace.
And that's going to be good for a first down again.
And another Lovett first down.
Ezra there to push him out of bounds. .741 to go, third quarter play. 6-6 our score. This is the 4A state playoffs. You see 2 receivers there on the right side. Tight end goes in motion. Handoff. Trying to fight free. Maybe got a couple that time. That's Khalil Towns again. Good job to keep him corralled by Westminster up front defensively.
That new running back term, Brandon, is contact balance. See him get hit and is able to keep his balance.
It's a great way to describe that.
Yep. Ability to get to when you really couldn't got anything.
When you're looking at obviously that's one example, when you're looking at a young running back like this, just a sophomore, what else are you looking at from a guy like Towns?
The ability to turn 3rd and 7 into 3rd and 3. You know, everybody harps on 40-yard dashes and those types of things. Can you run behind your pads? Can you pass? Oof. Can you catch a ball out of the backfield? But vision and contact balance is something that is so big in the game of college football right now and in high school.
Little RPO.
Yep.
By losing that time, trying to connect with Richard, the tight end. Could not quite do it, so now we're looking at 3rd down. You see a nice look there, Mike Muschamp, the head coach at Lovett. If you're just joining us, that's the brother of Will Muschamp, the Georgia co-defensive coordinator, former head coach at a couple of different stops in the SEC.
I don't know if coach is going to call some plays or smoke some ribs. I like when a man's got a towel on his shoulder, you got to do a lot of things, coach.
Almost kind of reminds you of Jerry Tarkanian, the former UNLV basketball coach with the towel there, although Tark was famous for chewing on that.
Man, how about those teams?
No doubt. Lusing with pressure, and
oh man,
that's incomplete. Once again, trying to connect with Richard. Richard's been kind of a favorite target tonight, and they've been so close on so many of those.
That was a great ball just to give him an opportunity, though, because the Westminster defender here, watch him jump.
Yeah, another example of kind of jumping the route the same way we saw.
I don't even know how that got through there, to be honest.
Yeah, really, great, a tight window.
Great coverage.
DeVinny gets it away. Going to take a little bit of a line bounce inside. I said inside the 20, but actually going to put him down around the 22.
How about that punt last week for Georgia? That young man from Australia.
Brett Thorson, the 75, 70-plus yard kick, and I think one of the things that sort of speaks to the success that Georgia's enjoying, too, is like who goes down and covers that punt? Nyland Green, a former elite level, recruit.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff right now Georgia has on its special teams, and it's one of the reasons why they get that win last week and kind of returning back to number one.
That thing came off like a rocket.
It really did. Yeah, obviously, I think for those who were in Athens last Saturday for that Georgia-Tennessee game, I think you can make cases the most memorable night in the history of the stadium.
Probably, without a doubt.
Westminster going back on offense now. We're knotted at 6. There's Collier to throw, and he's got his man.
That's his route.
That's who he's looking for, too, Henry Chartrand. They say he's probably the best player on the team. They want to get him the football.
Yep.
And Chartrand getting involved right there.
This is Collier's best ball. He's done this twice now. As an RPO read, simple, quick slant to the slot receiver. And that's the second time he's hit that tonight.
We see kind of a different rhythm with a lot of our quarterbacks on these Friday nights. When they're running that RPO, that kind of pop pass type play, that's clearly a ball they practiced a good bit here. Now kind of throwing it out there to Chartrand again, kind of a wide receiver screen, if you will. And he may have got 8 or 9 more that time.
Yep, you just get your ball in your playmaker's hand. It's 2-on-2 blocking. We see this play 5 times every single week. 2-on-2 on the outside. And it's 8 yards before anyone gets to him.
It was Jerome Bettis out there doing a nice job with the wide receiver block, too. Sophomore playing selflessly and creating an opportunity for Chartrand.
I'm telling you, Brandon, this clock is flying.
It really is. We're about to go 5 minutes, third quarter. Hand off here to Hazard.
Carry by way, Penn.
A lot of people, and I'm no college coach, but the RPO is run pass option. So there's a couple plays called with that, and they call it tagging. So you got to run with a backside throw tagged. And if you don't hand the ball off, you're watching one guy on the other side. If he leaves a void, you're going to throw the ball into that area.
Looking at 3rd and 1 here right now. Pretty big moment here in this game.
Oh,
and
my
we got a jump and a flag. And that's going to back him up, and that's going to
oh my goodness,
be a costly penalty.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Let me ask you, were they under center there?
They were.
And you don't see it much. See this?
Yep.
And
I want to go back to the point you're making about the RPO thing, and I don't pretend to be an X and O's expert, but I think it's one of the most misunderstood concepts because when some people hear RPO, they think it's quarterback run.
No,
but it's a pop pass situation where
Yes.
you're looking, you see like Wake Forest runs the long mesh play, where you're looking to potentially hand the ball off or pull it back out and kind of throw over the head of the linebacker.
90% of that is based off one defender on the other side, what he does.
Now 3rd and 6, Collier, and he connects.
Yep.
First down yardage there. And that's Jerome Bettis, the son of the former NFL star.
This is just a design throw now. This is just a little skinny post, what they call that. And that was the design route. It wasn't an RPO there.
John Collier finding a little bit of a rhythm here. The handoff to Hazard. Christian Bell, the nose man, able to bring him down for a tackle. That's a state champion wrestler. We see a lot more of this now, Rusty, where, especially on the lines of scrimmage, that leverage gained by being a good wrestler has made a lot of people very good football players.
No doubt. There's so much data behind wrestling and football success, but I'll tell you, they've kept trying to run that counter where they pull 2 guys. They're unable to run that because 78, Claxton, is setting the edge. He is making them run with the hump. They want you to have to bend and not get up north and south.
2nd and 10 now. Hazard again. Hazard cuts back across the middle. Got about 4 that time.
You got to think at this point in where they are. This is at 3rd and 6 here. This might be 2 down. This is 2 down territory.
Yeah, we have not seen the 4th down decision yet. We mentioned the first half. That's something that, Jerry Romberg feels like he's had to make a lot of crucial decisions on 4th and short here this season. We saw Lovett in the first half hesitate on a couple 4th downs, ultimately deciding to punt. We've really not seen a team go for it on 4th yet, but it's almost like that spark that might really kind of get you going, because you get the sense here in this kind of back and forth battle that the first big explosive is going to go a long way towards changing this game.
Just got a text. Final. Bleckley County beats Brooks.
How about that?
There is your first. Many people thought Brooks was a threat for Prince Avenue.
How about that?
Vaughn Lassiter, former Jake Fromm.
So there you go. Big story there. And we'll continue to watch these stories throughout the night. And a 6-6 score for our own game there as well. Quick timeout. More right after this.
Your athletes put in the work that leads to success. But peak performance takes more. It takes a surface that works as hard as they do. One that allows them to train effectively and safely, so that when the lights come on, they're ready to win. You bring the vision, we'll bring it to life. Sports Turf.
My marriage kind of took a different path. He told me he was not moving back into the home. My biggest fear was the unknown. What would happen with the children and myself? What would happen with the house? I found Meriwether and Tharp. They told me that they would walk me through this divorce, and they did that tenfold. You need an attorney. You need the best attorney, and that's going to be Meriwether and Tharp.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
Succeed sooner. Whether your high school student is planning to attend a 4-year university or looking to obtain a career skill for quicker entry into the workforce, the dual enrollment program at one of Georgia's 22 technical colleges is a great place to start. Students may choose from a variety of programs such as healthcare sciences, welding, cybersecurity, aviation, video production, and more. Double the credit, half the time.
Hendrick. Let's get loud. Score huge savings at Rick Hendrick Chevrolet Duluth, the #1 Chevy dealer in Georgia. Thousands of new trucks and SUVs available. So get off the bench and into a new ride. From selection to savings, it's no wonder we've got over 10,000 positive online reviews. But hurry, touchdown deals won't last. Experience the Hendrick difference today. Find new roads at HendrickAtlanta.com.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Rick Hendrick Chevrolet Duluth, the #1 Chevy dealership in the state of Georgia with over 10,000 positive online reviews. Peachtree TV, Atlanta's own. The National Signing Day Frenzy. Celebrate Georgia's seniors and the next stages of their careers. Dog Nation. Visit DogNation.com for the latest Georgia team news and recruiting information. Wendy's. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. And by First Alert Weather app, powered by Atlanta News First. Download the app in the App Store.
All right, welcome back, everybody. A beautiful shot there at the Chattahoochee River right here next to the wonderful stadium here on the campus of the Lovett School. 6-6 is our score. I think at Johnson High School, where I went to high school, we had like a drain ditch behind our school. Then we had a little bit of a, basically just like a drain ditch or something like that. They got the Chattahoochee River here at the Lovett School, which is beautiful to see. Collier looking to throw. It's over the head of Ezra's intended receiver. Pass pressure forced Collier to try to get rid of that quickly. North Oconee has, after being down 6-0, they have sort of calmed the storm there.
I got my pepper word in there with Coach Pate, and but North Oconee, that's going to be a tough team, and see Claxton there. Oh my goodness,
yeah, big hit. And once again, I think he got there in time. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
And he let up. He didn't drive him in the dirt. He didn't. I mean, that's a very smart play.
So they are going to now go for it on 4th down. Rusty said it might be 4th down territory, and it is. At least they're acting like they want to. We'll see if they actually snap it here. Flag comes in. Did they take too much time? Yes, they did.
My goodness.
Don't know if that was by design or
they call timeout.
Delay of game.
Oh my goodness.
Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Had to be designed.
Still 4th down.
But are they trying a field goal?
That's Carson Wilkie, the punter, that's coming on.
Man. Really got some confidence in you there.
Yeah, shades of Kevin Butler there. Tom Dempsey more like it, I guess.
Gainesville team we saw.
So Wilkie, high punt. Gonna fall. How about that?
Oh, man.
I mean, you talk about exactly what the Wildcats wanted. They're going to say it's going to be down inside basically the 2-yard line down there.
Did that hit a Lovett?
Well, that's, I think, what some of the Westminster guys were arguing for down there, that it might have touched the Lovett return.
It hit 8.
Yeah.
Now, did he get it back? I think he gets it back in the scrum here.
Kind of fought back and got that one. So it's Luke Wallace who's down there as your punt return man. Ball touched him, and then he fought to get it back. And it was a little bit of an unusual reaction, because you thought Westminster might be happy about really good field position, but instead they thought they should have the football.
First quarterbacks chosen by the Georgia Elite Classic staff this week. Still got more spots open, but congratulations to all these young men. You see Juju Lewis from Carrollton and A.J. Hill. I mean, kids with 20 offers apiece going to play, and some that doesn't have any offers. And first quarterback selections made this week, and look forward to having Ben Guthrie. We saw him last week. Aiden Stone at Wilcox. So we got some 8th graders going to be chosen. So still spots left, but excited about that first group taken.
Boy, great collection there, and I like both those quarterbacks.
We've seen all of them.
We have. We've had a great year of quarterbacks on Peachtree TV, and Ben Guthrie, KJ Smith was our battle last week. A terrific rivalry showdown for a region championship.
Dead ball. Personal foul on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Results, 1st down.
I'm going to tell you this.
Chippy.
Yeah, it's chippy. There have not been a lot of penalties in this game, but when Westminster's gotten one, it has been a brutally tough penalty.
Yes, the holding call.
And 15 yards right there when you have them backed up against their own end zone. That is really painful if you're a Wildcats fan. Under 2 minutes in our 3rd quarter. 6-6 is our score. That's the handoff.
Handoff to Towns.
Khalil Towns getting a chance to
Number 8 is
carry it again. Another school not too far from here, Pace Academy on top of Stevenson, 31-20. Kind of an old school Stevenson year. They were back to being very competitive again this year.
Yeah, doing a good job there. Coach Gartrell, many, many years. Man.
He has been there for a long time.
Oh, my goodness.
Great coach.
Now Marcus Jelks is over there, former player.
2nd down. Here's the handoff again to Towns. Towns finds some running room, 35. Brought down there. They're going to get a horse collar, I believe, on Jeff Hartley, the safety. They're going to say.
The horse collar?
I think that's what they're going to call here. Maybe I should hold off and see.
Westminster goes to pinning Lovett to the 1 to 3 plays later. They're at midfield.
Personal foul. Horse collar. Defense. 15 yards. 1st down.
So it goes without saying, these 2 personal foul penalties on this drive have been
my goodness,
crucial. But the big run there by Towns, he has, when they've needed the explosive moment, or what comes close to being explosive play, it's been Towns to be able to provide that tonight. Under a minute, 3rd quarter. Lions in Wildcat territory. High snap, hand to Towns.
Great
Towns try to shake free, but cannot do it. Good play defensively that time.
Jet Hartley, I want you to watch him if we do. I don't know if we have the replay right here, but Jet Hartley closes. He's the only unblocked man, Brandon. They sealed the edge. He is one-on-one, and he makes the tackle right there. If he does not make that tackle, that one could have been a huge chunk play. Great job scraping down, doing your job. It takes 11 people on defense, and Hartley was the last man that did his job right there.
Bounces back after the penalty on the play prior to that. So here we go. It's the Battle of Buckhead. It is a historic rivalry. Two teams that know each other, don't always like each other. And we got 12 minutes to decide who's moving on to the second round of the 4A state playoffs. Do not go anywhere. It's about to get good here on Peachtree TV. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Fourth quarter action about to get underway here on Peachtree TV. Lovett versus Westminster. Great football game here in Atlanta. And, of course, speaking of great games in Atlanta, we're only a couple of weeks away from the SEC Championship. Another big battle there at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And, of course, the atmosphere around the game going to be excellent there as well, including the 2022 Dr. Pepper SEC Football Fanfare from Friday, December 2nd through Saturday, December 3rd at the Georgia World Congress Center. You can come meet SEC football legends, play interactive games, and celebrate everything that is SEC football. This year's event is free to the public, so don't miss out on this year's Dr. Pepper Football SEC Fanfare for sure. Great stuff coming there with that. As we get back to live action to begin the fourth quarter here, 2nd and 9.
Flood route, love the ball.
So first catch of the game there for C.J. Cooper, the junior getting involved offensively.
Love it when they get him outside of the pocket and he can see the field and that flood route, three guys right there kind of stacked on top of each other, has options.
That's really been at least the most comfortable, right?
That's their game. Nothing wrong, not a thing wrong with that. Calling plays to help your team. Advantage your quarterback out of the edge.
In motion, reverse. Now it's a triple reverse. And is there going to be room to run here for Luke Wallace? Turned something out of it. It was a reverse, then a double reverse.
That was an old school deep in your bag.
It really was. Pulling out all the stops here.
You wait all game to make that one.
Luke Wallace was finally the guy who ended up with it. Got about 4 that time. That's a lot. That's a very noisy 4-yard run.
That was a lot going on there.
It really was. Here's Lusink carrying the ball himself and get hit hard out of bounds by Quentin Ezzard.
Lusink on the carry.
Forced out of bounds there by Ezzard.
Again, Mike Muschamp will call that all day long. Quarterback keeper. Picked up about 6.
So if you're joining us, you're curious about the scoring. For Lovett, it was a touchdown for Khalil Towns and then an issue with the PAT. For Westminster, it was 2 made field goals and a missed field goal. And that's kind of how we've landed here at 6-6. Hand off to Towns.
Great job, Westminster.
It's going to be 4th and short now.
Towns on the carry.
So
watch this defense fill these holes right here.
Trey Peterson.
We come back on that replay.
So
watch them step up here.
It's going to be Lovett's turn to go for it on 4th down from the shotgun this time. And it's going to be 1st down and a whole lot more. And diving towards the end zone, ball came out. You're going to say he's down.
Down.
So almost Khalil Towns' 2nd touchdown of the night. Instead, it's going to be 25-yard run, 1st and goal here. And now Lovett hurrying back to the line of scrimmage. Towns thought he could have had a touchdown, but the ball also came free and
overload left.
That's where they're heading. And Towns fights through. 2nd touchdown of the night. And this one's a big one.
That was a huge play. 4th and 1. They get a burst. The question's going to be, Brandon, did he fumble it through the back of the end zone or not?
That's exactly right. We haven't had time to see that because
they got up on it so quick.
They got up on it so quick. It's almost like
there's no replay.
But they were almost getting up as if they wanted to get a snap off before you could replay it.
Here we go. Nice blocking. Look at that run through now. Here's where the question is.
Let's watch it. He's tripped up right here.
It's hard to tell from there, but
at first glance on that replay,
hold on. They recovered it. So the ball didn't go through the end zone.
That it would not have been a touchback. It would have been. Now in the NFL, that doesn't count as a touchdown because you can't advance a fumble forward. But I believe the ground call. I believe it's the right call.
Yeah.
I believe it.
It
now,
just happened so quick, and he was stretching.
Seeing it, maybe if I saw, the replay several more times, I might feel differently. But to me, it looked like the right call. So the Devaney PAT is now good, and it's 13-6.
Extra point on Devaney is good.
And so he just got real dramatic, real fast there on the Towns run.
Big answer.
Could have been a fumble, wasn't. Instead, it's the 2nd touchdown of the night, and the Lions are on top and at home. And they are looking to move on to the 2nd round of the playoffs. But Westminster gets to respond right after this.
Dang, where you get this car?
You need to join the union.
The union?
Absolutely. Yes, you can get 10 of these.
Union construction workers earn the highest wages with the best benefits and the most protection in the construction industry. Find your career in construction. Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and start your future today.
Let's get it. Get it. Yo, you know we're not shooting threes, right? Definitely not shooting threes.
Introducing Gatorlyte.
Let's go. Stick and move.
Rapid rehydration.
Ready, Day?
Let's do this, Ryan. Plus a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes.
Game day. See, you learn quick. Watch out. You rehydrate well, too.
Gatorlyte. Rapid rehydration. All G.
What's so great about being a Kroger Boost member? Free delivery on the Kroger products you love, and more rewards too, like double fuel points on everything you buy. Experience a new level of membership, starting as low as $59 a year with Boost by Kroger Plus. Learn more at Kroger.com today.
The Atlanta Falcons are continuing to change the game on season ticket benefits. Join the Falcons family in 2022 for more games, more access, and more value than ever before, including tickets to our biggest season yet at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, with 9 regular season home games, plus ultimate ticket flexibility with the ability to exchange tickets for games you can't attend, free gear for all members, and free away game tickets. Select your seat today. Rise up.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame, Georgia's newest football tradition. Ingles, low prices, love the savings. R.S. Andrews, story after story, we deliver smiles. Georgia High School Football Daily, your best free coverage of Georgia high school football. The Technical College System of Georgia, 22 colleges, 88 campuses, 600 plus programs. And by the Score Atlanta High School Sports Newsletter. Subscribe today for everything Georgia high school sports.
All right, let's see a dramatic moment here a moment ago for Khalil Towns. He's heading towards the end zone, tripped up, and you may see that ball coming loose. In real time a moment ago, or at least upon seeing the first replay.
But now it becomes crucial here because they recover it.
That's right. That's right.
Good shot. Good job,
It
guys.
is a good job, yeah.
Great job.
At first, I thought ground caused that fumble, but you saw that ball maybe coming loose before that, but it ends up being somewhat of a moot point because Lovett does recover the football. 10 plays, 98 yards, 4:24 off the clock, and Towns' second touchdown of the night. That scoring summary brought to you by Breda Pass Management. And now we'll see what kind of response Westminster wants to give here. Now, if you're a Westminster fan, one of the things you may be saying is, well, when the whistle blowed, maybe they felt like their guys stopped going after the football because of that.
You can turn that one either way you want to, probably.
Yeah.
The great camera work, our guys there. Nice
So
job.
there's no shortage of lawyers on both these fan bases to be able to make all kinds of argument there.
One of the number 1 seeds earlier tonight goes down. Brunswick, undefeated.
It was a game I think you and I both had circled as one of the bigger ones. You see the score just kind of rolling right by in overtime.
Man.
Houston kind of getting that win. You and I both, I think, would have had that game circled, and it turns out to be just as intriguing as I think we thought it probably would be.
Now, what's key there is Houston County's a 4 seed. They're on the opposite side of Langston Hughes, so Houston County will be on the road every week. I don't think they care.
Right,
But,
they're just happy to be
you knock a
playing.
1 seed out.
Well, speaking of Langston Hughes, 49-6 the final over River Ridge.
I like to see them play the Falcons.
Collier back to work here. Ezzard the handoff to about the 25. Maybe got 4 that time.
Number 47, Colin Carroll on the tackle.
Second down coming up here. So with 9.5 minutes to go in the game, you don't want to say time becoming a factor.
It is becoming a
factor.
factor.
It's becoming a little bit of a factor.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Collier looked right, then threw back left. Pass is complete. But good job defensively that time. That's Christopher Fielden who comes over and makes a nice stop on Chartrand. So they've tried to get the ball to Chartrand every way they can.
Yep.
But just can't seem to get that big play to him. And obviously Fielden does a good job of making sure that doesn't happen that time.
Very solid performance tonight by both defenses, tackling in space.
3rd and 4 now. 3 receivers, 2 right side. 3 linemen across the front for Lovett. Collier gonna run. Gonna get that first down across the 35-yard line.
Collier on the carry.
Clutch play there from the quarterback, the senior.
That's a senior quarterback going, you know what, time's ticking. and I'm going to get my money's worth.
Dollar.
3 down linemen. Lovington playing 3 all night, but you see him. He's going for it at that point. Heads down, full of steam. He's going to get first down.
That's an element of the offense they've opened up in recent weeks, going through region play. Have not succeeded much with the traditional rushing game. They've kind of leaned more on Collier as a runner as of late. 4 receivers now. Collier going to try to dump the ball off to Ezzard.
They call it.
They're going to say
incomplete.
Yep, okay, they're going to say incomplete now. At first, that was a little bit slow to be recognized. You almost thought that might be a lateral in live football.
Yep.
Yeah, you had gasps from both sides on that play for a moment.
That's close.
It is.
That was close.
It is.
Man.
So every decision becoming crucial here. Coaches' calls, officiating decisions, everything magnified now here at this point. 2nd and 10, Battle of Buckhead rivalry coming down to the wire. Pressure coming from Lovett. Fake reverse. Handoff instead. Ezzard, 47-yard line and down.
Carry by Ezzard.
I love it.
Moving the chain.
No offense to the defense, but 6 right now. You can feel the sense of urgency in this offense right here.
Becoming a big player here, much the same way as counterpart Towns has been on the other side. .7:45 to go, clock ticking. How tired is Ezzard right now after all the snaps he's also played as a defensive back tonight? Keep that in mind. Collier with 4 receivers. Throwing, it's caught. That's Trey Hill. And Fielden there to make another tackle. Good job open field tackling on those wide receivers. Has been Hill, I should say Fielden on this drive.
Complete to number 3, Trey Hill. Tackle by number 12, Fielden.
Westminster gets a 3-3 stack. I probably thought they were going to be able to run the ball tonight. They have not been able to establish that running game.
Still got
credit to the up front.
Still got 5 on the first down reception. Makes it 2nd and 5 now. Collier.
Blitz.
Again. Pressure coming. Gets it away and it's caught. And the ball came free. They're going to say incomplete. Okay. So you're going to say incomplete here. And then you're looking at a Westminster player slow to get up. So that's Chartrand, who was the intended receiver. I thought he caught it at first, but ball came scooting out, ruled incomplete.
Good job for Collier. Just get this ball off. Let's see if he takes a step. 1, 2.
27, Talon French.
Just a bang call.
It's a tough decision. Yeah,
go either way with that.
You're going to have room to argue on either side on that.
Yep. That is where we don't have a ton of replay and those things. You counting steps, bang play.
Yeah, I'm not even sure extended replay on that's going to, maybe one of those with the call stands as opposed to the call is confirmed or overturned. Collier again this time on 3rd down. Pressure. He's going to have to hurry. He fights free and fights for the first down. What a gutsy performance on this drive by Collier.
Man, they try to go back again to this wheel route to Ezzard. If we show the replay, and they're sitting in zone. Watch the running back out of the backfield. See that? And they got him covered. That's where he wanted to go. Once he's covered, he does the rest on his own.
Shook free from a tackler.
Man, this senior quarterback right here, this last 9-minute drive, he is getting his money's worth.
Exciting moments here. Someone moves on to face the #1 team in 4A North Oconee next week. Which will it be? Ezzard getting a chance to carry the football. Didn't get much that time, maybe 1 or 2.
Ezzard on the carry.
12 for Lovett has had a really good second half. Christopher Fielding.
Yeah.
5'8", 160. You know what? Playing like he's 6'1", 190. All that
matters. He has not missed very many tackles in the open field. He really has.
All that matters. Senior doesn't want his career to end on his home field.
That's what it's all about. If you've been watching your own game tonight, wherever you've been, and getting back home, settling in front of your TV, happy to have you here.
Yeah, false start.
Snap infraction. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So back them up there after the penalty. Ball rests on the Lion 46. Westminster trails by a touchdown.
Dropping coverage.
Collier gonna run again.
Put a spy on him that time, 6.
Yeah, basically gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Yeah, that was Dollar, the linebacker.
Yeah, they put a spy on him there. They drop coverage. They show pressure, drop 3 down linemen, drop 8 with a spy on Collier in case he runs. Great job by Dollar there.
These two coaches, good friends, both saying each guy feels like the other one makes him better.
I mean, they know each other
so well.
18 times.
Yeah,
19, whatever now, I think.
Muschamp, more of an offensive-minded coach. Romberg, probably more of a defensive-minded coach by background. Collier throwing.
Oh, great coverage.
Good coverage that time. Intended target was Jerome Bettis.
I mean, the Westminster coaches to the side of us, they're warm on this no call.
All right, let's see it here.
Number 27, Brett, in the coverage.
From that angle, he just comes across the top. Now, does he have his hand on the backside of Bettis? You see him holding his jersey. I have to look at a different angle on that.
You're hard to see from there. There's a chance to see it again right here.
Man, that probably was just because he was holding with his left hand.
I think you may be right.
Yeah, and of course he is hot.
And the result here is a 4th down in a punting situation. Now Carson Wilkie coming back on to do that. He had a big punt last time out. Can he get what he needs on this one? It gets the bounce but rolls into the end zone. And that's a break for Lovett, going to be a touchback. But right now the story is Jerry Romberg feeling like they should have gotten a pass interference on the attempt to Jerome Bettis a moment ago.
And I'll say this tonight for the referees. They've let them play for the most part. You know what I mean? So when you let them play all night long, kind of a bang-bang play like that. But
yeah, you're talking about a consistent pattern of calling.
Yep, allowing you to play. Be a little handsy.
And you also understand where, Romberg's kind of coming from that on.
That. Yeah, he sees
when,
that.
You just feel like you haven't been able to get the big pass play going tonight, and
he knows.
Maybe you had Bettis on the route you wanted.
4 minutes.
And now time is an issue. Westminster has 2 timeouts. We'll see what Lovett can do to chew some of this clock. Going to Towns on 1st down and not much doing. And so the timeout is called.
Tackle by Pemberton.
Westminster side thought they should get a few more seconds back on that. And they will get that. So quickly stepping up to use these timeouts here. And now you're looking at Westminster with only 1 remaining.
Brandon, I couldn't go all night without giving you a little bit of bracketology stuff.
I like it.
Northside Warner Robins, one of the best defenses in the state, will be at Marist next Friday night.
Wow, what a game. What a game.
You want to talk about every yard is going to mean something?
What a game.
Man.
How about Wayne County getting a win in the debut season for J-Bo Shaw against Trinity Christian?
Absolutely.
Trinity Christian obviously winning the single A private a year ago, moving up to 4A this year. So that was a big first-round game, too.
Man, Benedictine had a 24-point 4th quarter. Man. Blew up a tight game against Whitewater. Got some good friends of mine. It's young men play. Will Snellings, committed to Georgia, plays linebacker there. Saw him last week.
Terrific long snapper, too, of course.
What a great story for Will Snellings and his high school career. Now will finish up at the University of Georgia.
So another running play to Towns and another Stonewall that time.
Yeah, don't call timeout. They still got plenty of time here. Plenty of time. And here's the thing, Brandon. I mentioned this earlier. Westminster's came after 2 punts. 2.
So they, as you point out, they clearly must think there's something
they can
there.
get to him. I don't know if it's the snap, the time, the protection scheme, but twice they have gone complete sellout. Will they do that with a possibility of roughing if you don't get it?
So if you're Lovett here, what are you thinking on third down? Is it just Towns and keep it simple?
Make them use a timeout.
Yeah, you know that moving the chains, obviously, it certainly increases your chance of winning it. You don't end the game here with 1 first down, but boy, you do get a chance to move that clock a whole lot more. What are you thinking on 3rd and 7 right now?
If I'm going to throw the ball, I'm going to roll him out. And I'm going to roll him to the right, and everything they've done tonight. The problem is, if it's incomplete, the clock stops. You save a timeout. You know, they're in that formation to the right there with twins to the top if they're going to roll him.
These are big decisions. It's going to be the handoff to Towns. He's looking for a block. He's going to fight for it and make it. He's still fighting. How about the second effort by Towns?
Did he get it? What a spot. My goodness.
Got it.
Man, what a run by this sophomore.
It did not seem like he was going to get it. It was second and possibly third effort, and he did. Let's see it again here. Fighting and fighting and fighting.
Man.
We'll make that the game's key first down, presented by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. And how could you not after something like that?
What? Is that not kind of the way the night's been, a physical play to maybe ice this thing?
2 touchdowns, accounting for all of the Lovett points. And biggest play of the game may have been that right there. And now Lovett has to call timeout. But you saw the emotional response when it seemed like they had him pinned in, Towns, after a 5-yard gain, then it turned into a 6-yard gain, then all of a sudden it was across the chains, and you saw the fist pumps and the excitement.
I hate to go like Glory Day, Friday Night Lights, but that's what you lift weights for in February, in March, in April, and summer, to get that extra 3 or 4 yards there, because on contact, they stopped him. Leg drive and desire pushed the line of scrimmage from that young man.
I mean, those are the kinds of things that result in stories that get told a long time from now.
Hey.
Goodness knows Rusty don't stop telling about the Pepperell.
Hey, come on, man. Hey, we even got a chance to talk about Pepperell Love at 90 on this field. I better get out of here before we start talking about that. Man, what a play.
1st and 10. Handoff again. Crossing the 35. Gets about 4. And Towns is just getting some big-time carries right now for Lovett.
And Brandon, doesn't it seem like since the second quarter on, he's been like, put it on me, Coach.
He has absolutely
put
been.
it on me. And Coach Muschamp, we talked about it at half. He said, what would you do? And 22's got to touch it.
We've seen so many of these rematches where it ends up going the other way second time around. Westminster did win the first matchup of the season opener, 14-0. It's Lovett right now in position with 2:36 to maybe get the playoff win. Handoff to Towns again. You asked Mike Muschamp about, the idea of playing in a rematch. He says, hey, this is more common in almost every other sport but football.
Sure.
You do it in basketball, baseball all the time. At the NFL level, you have division teams that are always playing twice in the same year. It's really only high school and college where it seems somewhat unusual to play the same team twice, but it's not unusual for other sports. You asked Jerry Romberg about the notion of the rematch. The first time in the history of this rivalry, the two teams play twice in the same year. He says, hey, so much changes. August 19th you have to go back to find the first game between these two teams. He says so much has changed with our team since then. It's almost like these aren't the same two teams even playing right now.
Oh goodness, you're such a totally different team in the year.
Westminster bringing all kinds of folks to the line of scrimmage. That's going to cause Lusing to want to keep it himself, and he's tackled there in the backfield. Good job by Chartrain to do that. They're going to get another third down situation coming up here.
This is fourth. This will be 4th and 4. So let the clock run. Another 32 seconds. Now, at this point, Brandon, with probably less than 1 minute right here, if they punt, it's worth the chance, especially on the short. They're not going to punt. Maybe try to draw them off sides.
Let's see if they do.
They're going to try to draw them off sides and take the delay again.
Yeah, Lusing now walking up.
Yeah.
And it looks like that.
That stopped the clock.
Yeah, that's a big decision right there, because trying to draw Westminster off sides has led to a penalty on Lovett, and that is going to stop the clock now.
Yep, saved about 4 seconds. Saved about 4 seconds. Now, let's see what they do here.
Will they come after this? As Rusty has said, they've gone a couple times trying to bring the heat. It's Devaney, takes the low snap, it bounced, and they do come after him, and they hit him. The flag comes down.
Oh, my goodness. That's what we talked about. Is it worth the risk? And you see the kicker, he knows.
So it was a low snap. I mean, it bounced into Devaney's hand. It was absolutely an opportunity for Westminster.
Only 5, he's saying.
Okay.
Or he's saying only 5. Great job to field that and get it off. Oh, my goodness. And you watch him, he's got some dance moves right here.
Oh, yeah, he was feeling it for a moment.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit of a loss of composure that time from Chartrand, because who was the one that makes contact with Devaney, because the ball was clearly away, and it seemed like he had kind of stopped his momentum. You know, this
running into the kicker, defense. That 5-yard penalty will be from the end of the kick.
Now how big?
First down.
Now how big was the false start?
Yep.
Because that would have been a first down.
Boy, that's a great point. It's a great point. All right, so here is your ball game. 49 seconds. Westminster has the football. And by the way, we'll go back and look at our game's key defense stop here, presented by the Atlanta Falcons. This was the play, the intended pass to Jerome Bettis that turns into an incomplete, and there was a little bit of confusion there. The Westminster folks thought they should have gotten the PAT, but instead it was a pass defended by Lovett. We'll make that our game's key defense stop, presented by Atlanta Falcons.
So far, a key defensive stop.
So yeah, so far. We'll see what happens after that, indeed.
Man, you can feel it right here. You want to talk about stuff legends are made of. 49 seconds.
This has a chance to be that.
In this game, absolutely.
Whoever makes a play on either side here is going to get their name etched in history. Call your throwing pass deflected.
Man, who else?
Noah Claxton. What a night for that big fella.
I wonder if somewhere along the line he's kin to Charles Claxton. And that, I mean, because, you know, I mean, look at this. That is great. Tremendous job by that young man, knowing you don't get there, you get your hands up. That's 2 batted balls tonight.
Second down, the clock, maybe more of a factor than the down and distance, though. Just 45 seconds left. You know Claxton's going to be coming after the quarterback here. He's been doing that all night long.
They got to throw everything to the sidelines. Got to throw to the sideline.
Round 1 of the 4A state playoffs. Historic rivalry. Call your throwing, middle of the field. Chartrand's there to catch it.
They got to get on the ball.
45-yard line, first down. They're going to have to hurry up here.
They've got to go. Got to have a touchdown. Clock's running again.
Spot it quick, losing time here. Ticking under 30.
10 seconds.
Collier looking at his wristband, trying to find the play, and they're losing time here as he does. Gonna have to hurry. Snaps with 22. Collier now rolling right now. Looking sideline, got a man wide open. It's Trey Hill.
Oh, and he
falls down at the 25-yard line.
So
now they're going to probably want to clock it right here.
They got to clock it. We can't even talk about
15 seconds.
He fell down, Brandon.
He was as wide open as could be with room to run the sideline, and Trey Hill falls down there.
Clock it.
Can he get up and clock it? Clock is running. It's 12. It's 11.
Oh, no.
There's a mishandle on the snap.
Uh-oh.
They're going to say that that's a fumble. He was trying to clock it, but may have mishandled the snap.
They gave it to him.
And Levitt's got the turnover.
Oh, my goodness, Brandon.
2 disastrous plays for Westminster in a row. as the Lovett students now begin their celebration. Trey Hill, the wide receiver, caught it and then fell down. And then as Collier, the quarterback, wanted to clock it, the ball came out of his hands. It becomes a fight on the ground for the football. That's a fight that's ultimately won by Lovett, and that's the turnover that's going to end this football game.
Timeout. Lovett.
And we'll make that our play of the game.
And Brandon, I can't emphasize enough, when you don't go under center, it's very rarely each play, and you see what happened there.
Technical College Systems of Georgia presents our play of the game. Let's see it again here. And Rusty, when you're right, you're right. There's just not a lot of under center, and it's a different experience. I mean, even if you played backyard football, you have a little bit of understanding that that snap under center is a different experience.
It's not easy.
And by the way, the entirety of the Lovett student section is right behind that Lovett bench. They are ready to erupt here.
I tell you what, so much just happened.
It's hard to break it all down.
That wide receiver falls down.
Yeah, Hill falling down is as big a moment as anything, because I believe he may have had a touchdown.
I do too.
He got behind the defense. He caught it. You're getting ready to see how far is this play going to develop, and as you're looking up to see the green grass, the room to run, he falls down. And you hate it for that young man. And instead, the night belongs to Lovett.
Wow.
The Battle of Buckhead, the rematch, goes the way of the Lions.
Westminster 6.
And a celebration
Lovett
for the
Lions,
ages
13.
erupting here at the Lovett School. They move on to round 2, and they have all kinds of bragging rights against their rival that exists just 3 miles down the road. Lovett wins. What a game. How about the end of game drama? We'll come back and try to figure it all out right after this.
And welcome to the Tailgate Show, brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. I mean, wow, what a game we had here tonight at Lovett High School. But hey, that is what the state playoffs is all about. Games coming down to the very last second. You never know what's going to happen. Great win for Lovett tonight. However, there are a few state playoff games that will take place tomorrow. So if you weren't with us during halftime, let's take a look at some of the teams that will be playing tomorrow night, starting with Class 3A. In the upper left bracket, we've got Carver Atlanta headed north to Ringgold. Monroe area taking on the 1 seed Dawson County. Liberty County will travel to Morgan County, and Jackson going all the way down south to Thomasville, Georgia. Taking a look at the next section of our bracket, we have Coahulla Creek going to Sandy Creek. Wesleyan headed to Stevens County. Hephazia taking on Savannah Christian, and Crisp County on their way to Peach County. Taking a look at our next section, we've got Daughtry going to Mary Persons, Salem taking on Cavalry Day, Pickens will face off against Hebron Christian, who won the tiebreaker for their region to take that number 2 spot and be able to host this game at home. And then we've got Bremen going to number 1 seed Cedar Grove. And for the last section of the Class 3A bracket, we've got Upson Lee going to Carver Columbus. Long County will face off with Harlem. Oconee County will take on Lumpkin County, and Douglas will go to Adairsville. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our Class 5A bracket. Lithia Springs going to Kell. Eastside will take on the number 1 seed Calhoun. McIntosh going to Chamblee, and then we will see Jones County and Ware County. We'll see Centennial go to Mays. Cass headed to Jefferson. Arabia Mountain will face off with Northgate, and then we've got Statesboro going a long way to Dutchtown. Taking a look at the next section, we've got Jenkins going to Warner Robins. Tucker will take on Northside Columbus. We will see Dalton go to Loganville, and Greater Atlanta Christian will go to Creekside. For the last part of our 5A bracket, we've got Ola going to Coffee County. Harris County will take on Decatur. Clark Central will face off with Cartersville. Jackson Atlanta going to Cambridge. And for our next bracket is the 7A bracket, brought to you by Dr. Pepper SEC Fanfare. We've got Wheeler going to Lambert. Again, a game we weren't sure that was going to happen until earlier this week. Wheeler won the tiebreaker. Decula will face off against the number 1 seed North Gwinnett. Then we have Harrison going to Brookwood. Pepperbrook on their way down south to Colquitt County. In the next section of our bracket, we've got South Forsyth going to Walton. We'll have Buford host Peachtree Ridge. Parkview will take on Marietta in a game that I think is going to be super, super close. Definitely keep an eye on that game tomorrow. And then we've got Lowndes going to Carrollton. Taking a look at the next section of the bracket, Valdosta will travel way north to face off with Westlake. North Paulding will host Newton. Mill Creek will host Meadow Creek, and then we'll see Denmark take on North Cobb. And for the last section of our 7A bracket, we've got East Coweta going to Camden County, Hillgrove going to Grayson, and Mountain View headed to Norcross. And for our last matchup for the class of 7A, we've got Cherokee going to Milton. And again, that was our brackets brought to you by Dr. Pepper SEC Fanfare. And like we did last week, I just want to thank Sam in the truck and Craig back at the Score Atlanta office for putting all these brackets together so we could get this information out to you guys. Now, we will go over all of the teams that play tonight, but if you can't wait that long, you can always check out scoreatlanta.com for scores, and we will be right back with our Gatorade players of the game after this.
I've used R.S. Andrews 15 years, purchased 2 heating and air systems, so I rely on their technicians for service. I call, they come. I've used R.S. Andrews 15 years, purchased 2 heating and air systems, so I rely on their technicians for service. I call, they come, it's fixed. And I appreciate Andrews' commitment. He gives it his all. That's how R.S. Andrews makes me smile.
Yikey wawa! Running out of hot water is one way your water heater cries out for help. Call R.S. Andrews. Get a water heater rejuvenation. Your water heater gets added life, you get more hot water. Another way R.S. Andrews makes you smile today.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt. I got it, Mom. It's a really nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your grace, got me feeling some kind of way.
In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future, every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
We press on for you because it's our mission. Dedicated to investigation because the facts matter. Fueled with determination because it's our calling. Driven by passion. Because you deserve to know what's really going on. Please support real journalism.
Planting season is here, and it's time to give your yard the perfect touch from the professionals at Personal Touch Lawn Care. Why Personal Touch? Courteous service, attention to detail, and a desire to give you the best lawn in your neighborhood.
They have the knowledge and skills to do anything that I would need.
Call now for a 25% discount on design and consultation services.
Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
Personal Touch Lawn Care, 770-908-1238, or online at ptlcatlanta.com.
Hendrick. You're ready for a new truck or SUV, but actually finding what you want is really tough right now. Well, Hendrick has it. Visit HendrickCars.com and shop over 10,000 new and pre-owned vehicles from our nationwide inventory. We have all of your favorite trucks and SUVs, with more arriving daily. If you don't see the exact one you're looking for, no problem. We can order it and have it built exactly how you want it. Your search for your next vehicle ends right here. Shop HendrickCars.com.
And welcome back to the Tailgate Show, brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. I'm Kaylee Mansell, and I am here with our Gatorade players of the game, starting with our Gatorade Defensive Player of the Game, Michael Dollar. Michael, it was a rematch from the very first game of the year. Ultimately, Lovett fell short in that first game, but you come out on top tonight. What did y'all do differently this time around?
Yeah, so after the first game, we kind of realized how we weren't able to stop the run very well. And that was a really big focal point going into this game, making sure we could stop number 6 from getting any yards. I think we did a really good job doing that.
Absolutely, and I have our offensive Gatorade MVP, Noah Claxton. Noah, talk about what it means to not only win the first round of the state playoffs, but to do it against a school who is a longtime rival. Does it mean a little bit more?
It does. We've been playing Westminster for as long as we've all been alive, and I think beating them on the riverbank the second time just showed that we are a football team that you need to look out for. That 14-0 loss, we didn't have any identity, and then we came back at the end of the season to go further into the state playoffs to beat them.
I think you said it best. You guys are definitely a team to look out for now. I will certainly be looking for you guys next week in the playoffs. Best of luck to you. But next we are going to bring in our MVP, Khalil Towns. But let's go ahead and take a look at his highlights first. And we just got a chance to look at the highlights from our GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com MVP, Khalil Towns. Khalil, 2 big touchdowns tonight. What does it feel like to know that you were ultimately the game changer in this matchup?
It feels amazing to have that said, but to be honest, I don't feel like that's completely true. I gotta thank my O-line. I pay my O-linemen the most because they are the most important, no doubt. Without them, I cannot be anything.
I mean, we absolutely love a humble player, but I'll take a second to brag on you. You are our GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com MVP of the night, and we're also going to have you do something a little bit special. This is the Kroger game ball right here, and every MVP of the game has signed this ball. So I'm going to take your mic. I'm going to give you the Sharpie, and you're going to sign this ball. You're going to be one of the last people to sign this ball for the rest of the season. Isn't that awesome?
That's going to be amazing.
Wherever you want. Awesome. I'm going to hand you your mic back. And since you are the MVP, you do get a little bit of credibility in this game. I'm going to give you the opportunity to take the mic. You can shout out whoever or whatever you want. Let the people know what you got going on in your life.
I'd like to shout out my O-line, Noah Claxton. Let me get Christian Bell, Will Abney, Hamilton Peavy, Grant Ewan, David Gupta. I'd like to thank my dad, my mom, Towns Davis and Associates. Yes, sir.
And before we go, I actually want to ask you one more question about this face mask on your helmet. What is so special about this helmet?
I got it at the beginning of the season. It was one of the last helmets they had. I had played a couple of my first games with it. We started winning. I'm a superstitious person.
Yep.
So I had to keep it when I got my new helmet, so I took that off, put it on, and here we are right now. It feels great.
Absolutely. I love your energy. Congratulations on winning MVP. You were certainly so deserving of it. I'm really excited to see what you did down the line, Khalil.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Now make sure to stay tuned, guys, because we will go over the winners from tonight's state playoff game, so stay tuned.
Hey, does it matter if this leaks?
It don't matter to me, can't see it from my house.
Illegal use of hands and proper training.
GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com has 14 different highly skilled trades with tuition-free training in our certified apprenticeship programs to train you the right way. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
My marriage kind of took a different path. He told me he was not moving back into the home. My biggest fear was the unknown. What would happen with the children and myself? What would happen with the house? I found Meriwether and Tharp. They told me that they would walk me through this divorce, and they did that tenfold. You need an attorney. You need the best attorney, and that's going to be Meriwether and Tharp.
Succeed sooner. Whether your high school student is planning to attend a four-year university or looking to obtain a career skill for quicker entry into the workforce, the dual enrollment program at one of Georgia's 22 technical colleges is a great place to start. Students may choose from a variety of programs such as healthcare sciences, welding, cybersecurity, aviation, video production, and more. Double the credit, half the time.
The Atlanta Falcons are continuing to change the game on season ticket benefits. Join the Falcons family in 2022 for more games, more access, and more value than ever before, including tickets to our biggest season yet at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, with 9 regular season home games, plus ultimate ticket flexibility with the ability to exchange tickets for games you can't attend, free gear for all members, and free away game tickets. Select your seat today. Rise up.
Welcome back to the Tailgate Show, brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. I'm Kaylee Mansell. This is Rusty Mansell. And before we dive into some of the games played tonight, we've got to talk about that ending. A Cinderella story for Lovett, a nightmare for Westminster, if you will. What was your reaction in the booth?
For 58 minutes, everything was kind of small plays here and there, no chunk plays. We get an almost block punt. We get a false start. We get a touchdown, maybe. Receiver unfortunately fell down. Then you get a bang-bang play at the end for Lovett on that botched snap. Crazy last about a minute 20.
Absolutely. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our brackets, brought to you by Dr. Pepper SEC Fanfare, starting with the class of 6A. Altoona shutting out Douglas County. They will take on Roswell, who defeated Linear tonight. What do you think about that matchup?
Altoona's getting hot at the right time. Didn't have a great start. They got a tremendous defensive line. 3, believe, P5 players getting hot at the right time. We've seen Roswell. They're going to be a tough out.
St. Pius defeated Mundy's Mill in a really close game. They will take on Thomas County Central, who we've talked about all season long. A great team.
Justin Rogers, first season Thomas County Central, coming over from Colquitt. Undefeated.
Moving on to the next part of our bracket.
Wow.
South Paulding defeated Sequoia tonight in another close game. They will take on Gainesville, who put up what looks like basketball numbers
You
out
want to
there
talk
tonight.
about 2 high-scoring offenses next week? South Paulding at Gainesville. Love Kason Wiseman, quarterback. Jamarian Wilcox, big-time running back talent at South Paulding. That atmosphere there will be big-time high school football.
Absolutely. And looking at that bottom
How about
section
that?
right there, I mean, wow, you've got Houston County, a 4 seed beating Brunswick, which means that North Atlanta, who was a 3 seed, who upset Lovejoy, they'll actually host, and it was an overtime win.
What's crazy about this is these two schools right here are 2.8 miles apart. Well, right across the street is North Atlanta.
Yep.
So 3 schools within about 3 miles of each other right here. North Atlanta, great win tonight.
Moving on to the next section, Lee County with a huge win over Effingham County. They will take on Woodward.
Lee County, I mean, you can see it coming from a mile away. Nobody wants to look at that bracket. I know Woodward is a very, very experienced team. They're going to have the work cut out for them next week with Lee County. Looking ahead, Rusty Mansell can do it, coaches can't, but Langston Hughes potentially versus Lee County, that's going to be, if that happens, that's big boy football.
And you and I know those South Georgia teams always seem to do really well in the playoffs.
Tough region. Region 1 is very tough.
Absolutely. North Forsyth with a close win over Blessed Trinity tonight. However, Langston Hughes will host them. There it is, that team.
Listen, I don't want to give away like say North Forsyth's going to lose, but everybody on paper, Langston Hughes is the biggest favorite in any bracket.
Yeah.
Any bracket in the state, Langston Hughes the biggest favorite in 6A.
Moving on, Northside Warner Robins. Again, a lot of these 2 seed, 3 seed games were really, really close.
Sure.
However, Northside Warner Robins ultimately got the win, and they will head to Marist.
2 great defenses right here. They'll meet right here in Atlanta next week. Northside Warner Robins, really, really good defensively. They're going to play a triple option next week against Marist. I'll say this, Alpharetta, Ben Guthrie, that team very, very well. Here's potential news in this bracket. 3-year starter Reese Fountain goes down tonight with an injury, does not come back into the game, don't have an injury report, but if Rome does not have Reese Fountain, they are a different team because you're going to have to score points to knock a team like Alpharetta out. Something we'll watch this week on Score Atlanta, the health of quarterback Reese Fountain.
Absolutely. Moving on to the 4A classification, Stevenson and Pace was actually the last game that we got on this bracket because it was so close the entire time.
Yep.
We had no idea what was going to happen. Ultimately, Stevenson came out with the win. However, they will go to Cedartown.
Let me tell you something, Cedartown, I think 20-something seniors, they might be the favorite in 4A. When you go up there, you better buckle it up because I'm telling you right now, this team, Eli Barrow, Harlem Diamond, all those seniors at Cedartown, this team has been playing together since they were 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade. They don't have any transfers. These kids have played together. A ton of seniors. Cedartown, for anybody to knock them out, is going to have to play a complete game.
Yep, and Burke County and LaGrange's game was actually postponed to tomorrow. However, we know that one of those teams will go face Bainbridge.
Yep, Kirby Smart smiling somewhere with his Bainbridge Bearcats advancing to the 2nd round, and Bainbridge has been a really, really good team the last couple of years.
Moving on to the next section of our bracket. There it is right there. Love it, with a very close win over Westminster. However, they will head to Athens next week to take on North Oconee.
Listen, if Cedartown's not the favorite in this, the 4A bracket, North Oconee is. Love it. I talked to some of their guys up in the box. Listen, if you're going to play North Oconee, you got to be better one night. We'll find out next Friday if they can go basically slay a dragon in Oconee County.
And then Wayne County tonight over Trinity Christian, and then you've got Perry who took on Shaw, so we will see Wayne County and Perry face off.
J-Bo Shaw in his first year coming from Rabun County down to Wayne, gets them in the 2nd round. Perry, everybody tells me this is the best team they have had. They beat Houston County early in the year.
And we will see next week. Moving on to the next section of our bracket, Spalding got the win over Westover, so they will face Benedictine, which we know is not an easy team to play at home.
Anytime you got to go to Savannah, Kayla, you know you made that trip down there.
Don't bring it up.
That's one of the toughest atmosphere. Longtime Calhoun coach Hal Lamb told me that Benedictine was the most intimidating places that he ever took a Calhoun football team. Listen, you look at the next round here, Walnut Grove, don't know a ton about them. Talked to some teams this week. That's a team that people probably don't know about. Stockbridge, another good one. So I think when you look at that, it's going to be a complete game to knock out Benedictine.
Moving on to the next section of our bracket, Cairo will take on Troup County. That's a game I've actually been told to look for next week. Could go either way.
Yep. Troup, a lot of athletes on both sides of the ball. A lot of kids there with P5 offers. They do a really good job. They're still really 1 year away, so I think they're a little bit ahead of the game. They won their region, so they're kind of ahead right there. Central Carrollton and Holy Innocents. Central Carrollton goes, they win the home game tonight, but Holy Innocents a team right up the street here.
Exactly, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. So all these teams in this little area right here, the Buckhead crew, is really represented. Westminster got knocked out really at the end of the game. So all this little area in North Atlanta, love it. All these teams did a great job.
Absolutely. Moving on to our 2A bracket, North Cobb Christian got the win. It took them a little bit, though, and they will go on to face Rockmart, two completely different cultures of football.
I'm going to tell you something. North Cobb Christian going to Rockmart, that will be a great atmosphere. And I'll tell you right now, I know both of those teams, and that will be a physical football game.
And then Putnam County got the win over Toombs County tonight. Fitzgerald setting out Central Macon. So those two teams will face off, and we know how good Fitzgerald is in the postseason.
Defending state champions, somebody's going to have to knock them out. Putnam County, and they got a lot of athletes. Longtime coach Charles Winslet. Big shout out to Coach Winslet down on that Putnam County staff. Tough draw to go to Fitzgerald. Tucker Pruitt and those guys really good again.
And then Elka got the win over Mount Perrin tonight. They will go to Fellowship Christian, who we got the chance to see earlier this year. We know what they're capable of.
And they're healthy. So both of those teams, that's a state championship rematch, I think, from a couple years ago. You look at this, Pierce County, another team that's very physical. Berrien beats Spencer. So to me, upset. That's one of those upsets. So 4 beats a 1. So I'll tell you this, to me, I'm watching Pierce County and the winner of that other game there, because Fellowship Christian Eagles Landing is going to be a really, really good coach team.
Moving ahead, Northeast won over Worth County tonight. They will go to Appling County, who had a huge win over Washington County.
Yeah, over Washington County loses Robert Edwards his first year, takes team to the playoffs, lose to Appling County. Northeast Macon, a team with a lot of skill players, a lot of size, a very, very good sophomore running back that probably will get an invite to Georgia League Classic, so I know that'll be a good physical football game.
And Fannin County upset Athens Academy tonight, but they will have to go on to face Callaway next week.
And let me tell you something, anytime you play Callaway in the playoffs, the speed, and when you go to that part of the state in LaGrange, Georgia, and you have to lock it up with Callaway, you better tackle in space, because they got speed.
Yes, sir. And moving on to the next section, again, another one of those basketball scores. Cook beat Ace Charter tonight 77-35. That shows so much about their offense. They will go on to face Thompson, who shut out Tatnall tonight.
Yeah, Thompson will host that down. That's a great atmosphere there. I think they call it the Brickyard at their stadium. Union County, big win. That kind of upsetting Model. Jeff Honeycutt season ends. I know they had a really good year there at Model, up in one of our teams from Floyd County, but Union County comes on the road, gets it done. The favorite, in my opinion, if it's not Fitzgerald, the favorite in 2A is that South Atlanta team, and they pull one out over Landmark Christian.
And moving on to our next class, we have Class A Division I. Mount Pisgah got the win tonight over Jasper County, and they will go to Darlington. I think that could be a really good matchup next week.
Very good. I've seen Darlington practice some. I've seen Mount Pisgah play. A lot of seniors on both teams. That will be one of those games. Neither team want to give in early or to give in late because your career's over. But both teams heavy senior.
And then Heard County got the win over Bryan County tonight. They will go face Irwin County, who obviously won by huge margins tonight. What do you think about that matchup?
Irwin County, if it's not Prince Avenue on that other side of this bracket, Irwin County, they beat Brooks County again this year. They're state champions 2 out of the last 3 years. Irwin County will be a hard out.
Moving ahead, Social Circle in a very close win over Whitfield Academy. They're going to go way northeast to Raven County.
Let me tell you something, Michael Davis and his team, it's his first year. They're undefeated. They're in the second round. Everybody I talked to in Athens last weekend from Prince Avenue was very impressed with Social Circle. I know the Raven County staff was at that game last week, and they knew they had the loser potentially in round 2. Mike Davis will draw Social Circle, and I'm telling you, everybody at Prince Academy told me last weekend that Social Circle's a real deal.
And
Prince Avenue,
Scriven County defeating Crawford County by just 1 touchdown. They'll go to Swainsboro, who shut out Bacon County tonight.
Swainsboro's a team that I don't know enough about, but the people I talk to in South Georgia say they are very, very talented. That's when I knew this Division I bracket Class A was going to be a lot deeper than people think.
Moving ahead, Dublin will face Metter. Both teams had big wins tonight over their opponents, and then you keep looking. Elbert County defeated Pepperell tonight.
Skip that one.
And then there it goes, that team that you're talking about, Prince Avenue, with a big win over Mount Vernon. Prince Avenue, one of those teams to watch.
Hard to defend Prince Avenue. A lot of seniors. Junior quarterback Aaron Philo's thrown for close to 4,000 yards. Greg Vandergrip's offense. They're good on defense. They are absolutely senior heavy team. They played in the state championship last year. It's a hungry team. If you're going to win a state championship in this bracket, it's going to go through that team right there, in my opinion. Pennsylvania.
And looking at the last section of this classification, Bleckley upset Brooks County tonight. They will go face Lamar County, and then Tryon getting the win over Commerce, and they will head to St. Francis.
Two of my good friends in that game, Maurice Freeman at Brooks County and Bond Lassiter, former Houston County coach at Bleckley County. You know, you hate for season to end for one of those, but what a win for Bond Lassiter at Bleckley County. They're going to play Lamar Allen, Georgia commit All-American C.J. Allen. A lot of people compare him to Roquan Smith. He plays running back and linebacker. That's going to be a tough out. But Tryon, one of the best communities, they got their hands full next week. The St. Francis is absolutely rolling right now. I'm telling you, this bracket right here, of any bracket in the state of Georgia, is the deepest right now. There's probably 3 or 4 teams here that could ultimately win this thing.
Now let's go ahead and take a look at our last bracket. This is Class A Division II. Manchester taking on Hancock Central tonight. They got the win. They will go face a very tough Bowden team.
Yeah, tough environment to go to Bowden to play there. Know those guys have a huge crowd next week for that game.
And then Telfair getting the win over ECI. They will go to Early County.
Early County put up 60 points tonight. Again, I'm telling you, Early County was on a great start, like 7-0. They had to play a couple of teams that were 3A, had to go to Alabama to play Eufaula, Alabama. Couldn't field games. Early County, don't let that late season kind of missing some game wins. They are a very, very good team in this bracket.
Moving on to our next section, Wilkinson got the win over Macon County. They will go to Lincoln County. Dooley getting upset at Jenkins County tonight in a very, very close one. They will go to Charlton County.
Charlton County, I was there a couple weeks ago, 6'7", 2025, 5-star Elias Williams. I'm telling you, if this kid gets on TV, it's going to be, you're going to understand with the depth of the state of Georgia. This is a 6'7", 215-pound defensive end. Oh, by the way, is a sophomore.
My jaw is still dropping. I didn't know that. Wow. I wonder what they're feeding these kids for breakfast nowadays. However, Clinch County getting the win over Mitchell County tonight. They will go face McIntosh County. And then Christian Heritage upsetting Greene County. They will go to Johnson County.
McIntosh County Academy there on that island. You have to take a little ferry to get out there. Bradley Warren says his team's really good. Let me tell you something. They're proving it week to week. Look at Christian Heritage. Going to make a long trip to Johnson County. Hall of Fame a couple weeks ago. We put a jacket on Herschel County. Herschel Walker, Johnson County, his high school, undefeated. A lot of buzz. This may be the best team since Herschel's senior year.
Taking a look at the last section of the bracket, Lanier County upsetting Miller County tonight. They will go to Wilcox County, and then Washington Wilkes, again, another upset. They upset Mount Zion Carroll. They'll go face Schley County?
Sly County.
Sly County.
Yep, a lot of players there, and these are traditional teams. Wilcox County, always good.
Yep.
Washington Wilkes, always good. Sly County, kind of the team that everybody thinks maybe can give Early County that game.
And that was our GHSA football brackets brought to you by Dr. Pepper SEC Fanfare. Now, before we can find out where we're headed next week, where they can find out what game are you most looking forward to seeing tomorrow, since we do have so many playoff games on a Saturday?
I think the Parkview at North Paulden.
Yes.
Parkview is a 4 seed at North Paulden. I got a chance to see North Paulden this year. I was very impressed. They were down 14-0 to Marietta last week in a region championship. Came back and found a way. Parkview had to beat Grayson, got in the playoffs after a loss to Newton. I think that Parkview at North Paulden game tomorrow, 4-1, is one to watch.
Now, even though Parkview will be headed to Marietta, actually, I did call out that game at halftime. I do think that Parkview's got a really good shot at beating
Parkview's
Marietta.
playing North Paulden.
Parkview's playing Marietta.
No.
You can call me on it right now.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we do not know where we are headed for next Friday, but where can they find out?
Well, we're going to make our choice on Sunday. So we'll make our choice on Sunday. And when we do that, we've got a couple of games in mind, and we will on scoreatlanta.com. I will announce on my Twitter, Mansell247, all kind of social media. Probably by 10 a.m. Sunday morning, you'll know where we're going. And we got some really, really good options. I guarantee that.
Well, from myself, Rusty Mansell, Brandon Adams, IJ Rosenberg, Roddy White, and so many others, we wish you good night. Sleep tight. If you can't get enough college football tomorrow, check on some of these playoff games that are going on tomorrow night. We will see y'all next week right here on Peachtree TV.